Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Summoners War European League, day number 3. We're 3 league days into this now, and I am, of course, your host today, Sam, joined by the almighty, the all-ever-present, Mr. Seishizo.
Welcome, guys. Looking forward to the matches of today.
Exactly. We've got a whole host of matches that we're going to be presenting to you today. Obviously, the league is now underway, and we've got lots of matches that have already happened, but we've also obviously got some more matches that we're going to show with you today. And we've got 6 set of the players, so these players you already should recognize from the past 2 league days. And these guys are going to be facing off against each other in our Summoners War European League tournament. Now, obviously, League Day 3 does mean for everyone that it's still the same current format that we're going through right now. So we are in the Swiss stage right now, where each of the people are going to be playing against each other once in a best of 2 series over the upcoming weeks. That is obviously then going to be giving them points during this. 1 set win is 1 point out of the best of 2. So if you win twice, you'll get 2 points that will add onto that leaderboard. Now, obviously, the leaderboard, as you can see in front of you, the top 8 players at the end of the season will qualify their way through to the playoffs. And during the playoffs, we will have different best of 5 formats, even up to a best of 7, where the players will then be crowned the Summoners War European League champion. The first time ever it is here in Europe, and obviously they've got a massive cash prize of 10,000 euros that are up for grabs between all of the players there. As we've already seen, this format is currently underway right now. What do you think of it so far? We've seen that the best of 2 is something that's kind of really been liked by the crowd, but how about yourself as well?
Well, I definitely do like the best of 2. It gives an option to get 2 totally different matches in there because you have a pre-ban on both sides and it's not a repeated pre-ban. So, for example, you can't say like, okay, match 1 and match 3, we have Tian Lang pre-banned if you don't like to play against it. No, it's just match 1 and 2. And therefore you see 2 very different matches back and forth. And it also mostly means that you have, like, for example, one very bruiser match, one other, like, more speed chasing match, or just very different compositions of units there. And I think that's enjoyable to watch and also to cast.
Yeah, exactly. We've got kind of different sets that are happening through all of the different monsters that can be picked. You can see people have prepared for their first set and then how they then react in that second set. It's obviously all about adapting in the Summoners War European League. You can bring your A game, but there is the pre-bans, there is the bans. And as you can see right now in front of you, we do have the current standings there, of all of the players. Remember, we're only 2 league days into this, so they've only had 3 matches each. What do you find interesting so far about that leaderboard there,
Well, we definitely do see the familiar faces being at the top of the leaderboard with an Obabo, Pinkroyd, Raxas, Hanselot we have seen before in SWC as well. But also a few of the newcomers with Tito and Semsep being placed in the top 8 right now. But as far as I know, we're going to see a lot of the people that are more on the bottom side playing it out today.
Exactly, we are. And as you can see right now, points do really matter. You can see the difference that just 1 point or 1 set win could happen by the end of the season there. So it does mean that every single match matters for these guys. They need to make sure that every point they get is going towards getting them to that playoffs, right? And you have to be there in order to get through and have a chance of winning that huge cash prize. As Say was mentioning, you can see the players that we've actually got today. So we have Adrian, Angel, and Guts the Berserk, who were from the League Day 1. And we have Glorious, NiceSmiser, and Tito Golet as well, rounding things off for us, who were playing last League Day as well. So they're maybe a little bit more fresh. But as Say mentioned, they were slightly leaning towards the bottom end of the table. This could become crucial. Obviously, you need to get into that top 8. Say, what do you think these guys are going to be feeling going into today's matches?
Well, we have seen some of those people, well, of course, lose a little bit more than the other people that are high in the leaderboard. Would they be more focused? Would they be more let down? That's kind of depending on the player itself, but it's definitely something that we would see in the first few matches of today. We see Adri play in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. He is currently 0-3, so he doesn't have any point on the leaderboard. He's definitely going to be eager to get those points on the leaderboard.
Exactly. Once you've got your first point, you're probably hoping for some sort of momentum, a little bit of a snowball effect, try and gain and gather as many points as possible. And I think that is going to be something key during the European League, is to create that momentum for yourself. The guys that we see at the top of the leaderboard right now are in a comfortable position, but those people below are going to be fighting to get as high as they possibly can and take those points against the big hitters like your Pinkroyd or Barbo right at the top of the league as we see it right now. Obviously, you mentioned there, actually, the first people that could be playing today, that is going to be Adrian Glorious. So these guys are going to be facing off in the first League Day 3 match number 1. As you can see that Adrian in front. You also mentioned he is currently without any win in the Summoners War European League. So he's looking to try and get first blood against Glorious in order to kickstart his league. It's a scary time for him, right?
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely is. And Glorious is absolutely not an easy opponent. But Glorious is an opponent that mostly plays the same style. So it's definitely someone that you could study. Would that mean that Glorious is not going to do anything else than he normally does? Totally possible. But would it be possible for Adri to do a very well study session as well? Could be possible. So let's see what these two gentlemen will do.
Exactly. Just like you mentioned, a lot of the players that you'll be seeing in the Summoners War European League do stream on Twitch. You can watch their matches, and that's probably something that could end up biting them on the bottom in the long run, but we have to find out. As you can see there, Glorious is his opponent for Adrian in that first match. Glorious is coming off the back of actually 2 losses and 2 wins in total. So he's kind of got some more confidence, I would say. 2 points on the league right now, obviously above Adri. You said there, say that he kind of usually plays the same thing. Is that more of what you're expecting from him today then?
In honesty, I would say I kind of do expect it from him today. It's also kind of saying, like, if you're very comfortable with the draft, it also means that that draft is winning for you. And any of the other things that you tried out, because I know Glorious plays a lot of matches, he probably tried it out, but it didn't really work out. So for that reason, would you go with something you're comfortable with, or are you going to try something new? That's always hard to say.
It is. Actually, for these guys, they have faced each other as well a total of 10 times over the past 2 seasons in RTA, with Glorious taking 6 wins to 4 against Adri. So he's got a 60% win rate against him. It doesn't look good for Adri, but this is why we're here, the Summoners War European League. Anything can happen, and this might be the day where Adri can pick up those points. Let's see then. A wooden spoon might be looming for Adri, or is his glory still waiting in the shadows? As we get into this one with Adri versus Glorious in our League Day 3, Match 1, Set 1. Pre-bans coming in there, say, of a Shannon and Escher. Probably a likely or pretty obvious ban from Adri there, maybe.
Yeah, definitely the comfortable bans of the opponents, like taking off those units. And also in this case for Glorious, the potential to steal out that Moor. Moor is not really a unit that Glorious used too much, but he definitely does know that Adri likes to pick up a lot. So Adri, is he going for a counter pick, which you often see in like a Chandra plus a Cigar, or a Chandra plus a Sekhmet, or anything of those likes, or maybe something completely turn 2?
Yeah, let's see. He does obviously have an Alexandra up his sleeve as well. He's decided for an Oliver and a Sekhmet, so he's maybe contesting that first turn there, say.
Yeah, definitely contesting that first turn, but Oliver is always kind of dangerous to pick into a player that is known to have a Tian Lang. Because Tian Lang, the Oliver is not going to do all too much, and that Tian Lang is going to take a lot of turns. So definitely a unit that Glorious can take in. Dark Cassandra is an interesting one, mostly not picked that early, but Glorious definitely does like it in that position right there.
Yeah, and he's partnered it up there with a Cigar as well, so he does have a reset there on his side already. For Adri right now, does he try and continue with that first turn, say, and use some high base speed units, maybe securing another speed lead?
Yeah, definitely you could aim in to maybe go for like a Chibu, you get the AoE strip and then maybe some AoE CC, but you only have 3 slots left, and you still have that option in the back of your mind where Glorious could lock in the Tian Lang if you go very happy for that. Decides to go for 2 units that are good for bruising, but more on the passive side.
Yeah, we've got Camilla and Marsha there as well, saying Glorious kind of came in with a very quick answer right there. Maybe 2 units that I don't think we've actually seen so far in the European League as well, if he decides to lock in that Teo. Deciding against it at the moment, going for a Volantis. Very strong last pick there, say.
Yeah, the Volantis is definitely very good here to be placed, because otherwise he would run out without any strippers. However, there is very good odds that 3 units on the side of Adri, so everyone except Oliver is off wheel, so maybe you don't exactly need a stripper. And that is also what Adri is kind of looking into right now. How do I counter all of these units on the field? Something like a Juno would be very strong if you ban out that Cassandra, but likes to lock on his speed lead as Samath.
Yeah, so Math being locked in there right now. So the guys are going to be going through their bans. Remember, Adri doesn't have a point in the Summoners War European League as of yet. Let's see if that Cigar ban can help him on his way. We've also got Camilla banned out on the side of Adri, both taking the speed lead. Say, this is it. This is Adri versus Glorious in our Summoners War League Day 3, Match 1, Set 1 to kick things off, hopefully for Adri in the long run. We've got Sekhmet taking that first turn. Can she get the reset?
Yeah, can you get the reset, and who do you aim for? You aim for the unit that probably also has the weakest HP, so a unit that you can definitely easily take out. And let's see what Glorious can take over. He does get a few turns right now, does not manage to land too many strips, has a second try to land anything, and misses another 2. That is very unfortunate start for Glorious right here.
It definitely is, and Marsha as well now, still being on that beast. There is a defense break available to put in as much damage as possible. Obviously, the threat state coming out there is going to be annoying for Oliver, but managing to get a cool time as well, say.
Yeah, that cooldown is definitely nice, and since that Marsha doesn't have any glancing and is still with immunity, you can easily just dump in all of your damage, and we see a Segment landing a lot of her debuffs as well.
Yeah, a lot of debuffs. Only 2 defense breaks coming out, but on units that are already on low health over there as well. Maybe he's going to look to dismount that Marsha. No, deciding to go for a stun Oliver. Not quite there, say.
Yeah, not quite there. And we also have to keep in mind that Samathis at some point gonna come back, and that is a huge amount of damage coming out of that unit. So is that going to be enough to already level the playing field as we look at it right now?
It may be. We do know that Moore, if he does have his passive, isn't going to get hit with the damage, but it's going to end up in a long run of a lot of damage. Stun coming out there as well on the Oliver. Is that going to slow him down a little bit?
Yeah, that definitely slowing down a little bit. And a winning factor for Glorious could have been if he gets the Endure up from the Cassandra skill 3. That will make it that it's a lot harder to kill the units on Glorious' side. However, it could be potentially reset or soonly killed off.
It might be. Moore does have first skill available. Oh, gets a nice additional turn there. Can he go into skill 2? But it's going to maybe kill that Samath, eh?
Yeah, it's very dangerous. Personally, I wouldn't do that. Samaths are mostly very squishy, and these Moors are very high on damage. So Glorious does agree with us right there. Not the right play at that moment, but the other units are also not looking all too lively at the moment.
Oh, couldn't quite kill, but that is on such low health right now, the Volantis. Dark Cassandra taking a turn. Going to take out that Oliver, though.
Yeah, very nice takeout over there. I'm not sure if that Cassandra is going to be violent. In most cases, it is swift. If it would have taken an extra turn, or is possible to take an extra turn right here, could take maybe that extra turn, but it's increased in cooldown, and therefore will not get the skill 3 up. Glorious goes for the kill. 21k, that is so much damage from that Samath, and he takes out the whole battlefield, and that is a victory for Adri.
Wow, Adri coming out on top then. He's secured his first point on the Summoners War European League leaderboard. He's going to be super happy with that. Obviously, they say actually the Samath was a very strong pick in the end. He was managing to deal enough damage through the death of Samath and the revive from the passive. Good pick. Do you think we might see it again in the next round?
It was definitely an interesting pick. My question would be, is it actually a Rage Samath? You do see it from time to time. In this case, it did that much damage that I would say like it was looking at some kind of Lucian set of doing that much damage. So it's not aiming for the Despair stunts or anything like that. It's just pure on damage. And if it works out, it can be that hidden card factor that just works to clear out the whole battlefield on the enemy side.
Yeah, exactly. We could see there as well the Dark Cassandra on the side of Glorious. Obviously, he wanted to try and get that up the Endure. Obviously, to kind of stop his team from dying. He didn't quite take that turn. Does that mean he has to change things for you now, say? Instead of going for that first turn, we've seen Adri is fast.
Adri is definitely fast, but I would also say that Tian Leng could have maybe been picked up earlier rather than that Dark Cassandra, because Dark Cassandra, it is a speed lead, but in the end, it's just 21, so... And we did see double 33 lead on the side of Adri, so should I be maybe more contested on the 33 leads on the side of Glorious rather than the 24s?
Well, let's see. The Tian Lang, he doesn't have it anymore. It's been pre-banned as well as the Moor on the side of Glorious. Adri looking in that 33% speed lead with an Oliver. Glorious going with the Chiu and bringing back the Shan that was pre-banned in that last set, say.
Yeah, definitely the Shan is back here, but we also have the Asher being back on the battlefield. So Adri could go for an Asher if he would like to right now.
He's deciding there to lock in instead of Heigang and partnering it up with a Carnal as well, that we haven't seen too much in the Summoners War European League as of yet, say. Good combination against the Chiwu.
Against the Chiwu, it's not too bad, but against the single target damage dealers that Glorious likes to pick, as that Dark Cassandra, as that Sonya, it is maybe not that great. So it definitely depends what he's gonna lock in that 4th and 5th slot. He probably is aiming for another speed lead, or something that has a passive that can, if Heigang is banned, can still do something.
Maybe a Triana as well there, say. You know, obviously that means that Snipe is off of the table, and a Carlos as well. So if you do kill one, I'm going to take a turn.
Definitely an interesting take there. I definitely want to see if those two units actually make it through the battlefield, because in the end, Heigang is kind of a must ban as well, but ends up to going for the Triana.
Triana and Dark Cassandra being banned out there then, and they're going to be looking to lock in speed leads on both sides as we're going into now match 1, set 2. Can Glorious retake a point against Adri to get himself off the start for this league day match 3? Here we go then. Cookie going first, going to use it to boost everybody up. Say, is Sonya going to do enough damage?
I was gonna ask, is he actually gonna go for the Carlos instead of for the Heigang? But decided to go for the Carlos. Carlos can't do all too much. And this is where Glorious is definitely in the driver's seat, stunning all of the units, still having turns of immunity up there. The Carlos was able to do some damage on the Shan, but it will still take quite a while right now for Adrian to get back in this match.
Definitely will, with immunity on the side of Glorious as well. This Oliver's not going to be doing too much. Maybe going for the reset on that Sonya. With the glancing though on top say as well.
Yeah, it's not going to do too much, and we're going to see a very deadly Squall over here. Almost managed to take out that Cardinal. We do have Carlos taking more and more turns, but we can put an Oblivion on that unit as well.
Deciding not to at the moment. Obviously doesn't think it's so much of a threat with the glancing. Now just targeting all that damage into the Carlos, so he's not going to be taking another turn with the Squall as well. Say, Oliver, 1v4 unit?
No, definitely not a 1v4 unit, but we've seen why the Jean was pre-banned the first match. Jean was doing so much work, taking out units left and right, but also the pickup of the Pure Vanilla Cookie together with the Sonya was very strong from Glorious in the first place.
Definitely was now, and now Shan again going to be able to cycle through into that Squall. So much damage, and it is confirmed there with Sonya. Glorious taking one set back against Adri, leaving it as a 1-1. So both of these guys now taking points, say, into the Summoners War European League leaderboard, which is going to be great for both of them. These guys, remember, were towards the bottom of the table, so any point is going to matter to try and get into that top 8. I really like the pick then of the Shan. Obviously, Adri knew to pre-ban it in the first set. How important is that unit going to be for Glorious moving forward?
It's definitely a very important unit, and it's also when you have just one chance to pre-ban, it's also going to be like, okay, do I want to pre-ban it if it's a first pick or if I have a first pick? So for that reason, it's definitely something that you could decide and do a lot of like theory crafting on, but in the end, it's also kind of in the moment of the draft, like what works out, what doesn't work out.
Exactly. You have to adapt, obviously, on the spot in the Summoners War European League. We've seen the pre-ban coming in. Maybe he was even expecting it, but didn't manage to work around it in that first set, obviously allowing Adri to claim his first point, and that's going to be huge for his momentum and confidence, surely now, say.
Yeah, definitely, and it's very good, especially for that confidence. Like, you got a number on the board, at least you're participating, you're in the league, you're doing your stuff, and from there you can maybe steamroll into his other matches as well.
Yeah, we can see some of the highlights out here right now. Obviously, I'm pretty sure we'll see that Samath as well in the highlights, coming back now and doing a hell of a lot of damage. Maybe it was on that Rage build. We'll have to maybe ask Adri afterwards, but you could see just how clinical Glorious was when the Chiwu could do the strip, and Shan just setting up straight into so many squalls, not allowing a Carlos to even really take a turn there, say. The counter picks at the end from Adri then didn't really help him out, right, with a Carlos and the Triana.
Yeah, definitely did not really help out. It's one of those units that you would say, like, okay, either the Triana has to start killing things, but the Pure Vanilla Cookie was actually a very good pick already, because the Pure Vanilla Cookie gives attack buff to the Sonya. With that, it's probably enough to kill a Triana in the first place. So the Triana's not going to do all too much, and the Carlos could maybe do it, but you would have to pretty much insta-kill something, which is a very difficult job for Carlos as well, because Carlos just takes the attack of a unit that was just killed. In this case, the Hey Gang. Hey Gang's probably not going to have that much attack, so Carlos gets an instant turn, does a little bit of damage, but apparently not enough.
Here we are, then we're going into our next matchup of the day, and that is going to be between Angel and NiceSmiser. Angel, you can see on the screen right now, currently as well, only has one win under his belt in the Summoners War European League. That actually coming against Hanselot, though. Maybe to mention as well for Angel last week, probably the toughest start you could have in RTA competition, say. He faced off against a Barber, Pinkroyd, and Hanselot last week.
Yeah, that's definitely a very difficult set of a task. However, he's going to have a little bit more of an easy-ish week, even though I don't want to call it too easy. In the end, all of these players are very good, and in this case, he has to play against NiceSmiser, which is definitely not too much of an easy one as well. But let's see if he fares better against it than with the others.
Yeah, here we have NiceSmiser. He actually did take points last week off of Sambi, Sepp, and Pafix, but losing out to Raxas as well, who I think I've actually seen in chat as well. So obviously for NiceSmiser right now, he has already got 2 wins under his belt. He is an experienced player in RTA, especially within SWC and other formats as well. So he's someone to be reckoned with there. Say, who's your favorite going into this matchup?
I would say that I really like the style of NiceSmiser, where he's very adaptive on his playstyle. He plays a lot from just looking at the matchup, seeing like, okay, what counters what I'm seeing on the battlefield right here, right now. And I think NiceSmiser would have more experience with that, and therefore I give him the slight upper hand in this matchup.
Let's see then. These guys actually over the past 2 seasons have never played each other on ladder, so we don't have any stats to find out exactly what they're like in terms of playing against each other. But here we are. We're getting into League Day 3, remember. Match 2, set 1 between Angel and NiceSmiser. Will an Angel guide him on the nicer path to victory? Let's find out, as these guys have decided to lock in their pre-bans. We've got a Veronica and we've got an Eleanor there as well, say.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing a trend of doing the respect ban of the most common unit or the most common LD in most cases that's the opponent is using. Within this case, the Alanoa and the Veronica.
Yeah, Angel's deciding there to lock in the more as well already. So speed lead's coming in. NiceSmiser with a Chandra and a Volantis. Angel, quick response with a Hagang and a Shan. We've seen how much he did in that last match, say.
Yeah, definitely a very quick response, and definitely also units that he expected from NiceSmiser, which NiceSmiser has been doing quite a lot. It's a Chandra, it's the Volantis, and then a bunch of counter picks, mainly into bruisers. Maybe goes for a Maya Wang, maybe goes for that Camilla. Ooh, in this case, actually decides to go semi-first turn, but then also not really first turn with a Diana and a Robo.
Yeah, he usually does like his unicorns. Say you can see it got pre-banned the other one during the start of this match, deciding to lock in their Wind Robo and Diana. Angel at the moment currently going for a Raccoony right there. Who do you think he can partner this up? He's maybe stolen that Meihu Wang from the side of NiceSmiser.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting matchup right now with the Raccoony. Raccoony is not a bad healer, but the Raccoony is a very targeted healer on single target. It's not going to do too great into the AoEs, and NiceSmiser locks it up with a very nice Minato over there.
Yeah, Minato being locked in, so these guys now are going to decide who they're going to be banning during this match. If you haven't seen already the new quality of life update, you'll see actually the leader skills are blocked out if they don't access RTA, but we can see all of those ones did in this one. As the speed leads are locked in and the bans of the Wind Robo and Hagangs come through in this Summoners War European League Day 3, Match 2, Set 1 between Angel and NiceSmiser, with more taking that first turn. Say, can he strip?
Can he strip and actually manage to land that stun on the Volantis, which is used because you can cycle that in from stun into more stuns into more stuns. I think he missed on the Minato though. Did miss on the Minato, and so he does have to go for a slight hit on that right now. But we can boost up. Can we armor break and go into a big Shan hit right here and kill out of a unit?
Let's see if he can land that defense break. So he goes for the Diana, does get it as well, gets the additional turn to put even more damage into it right there. Shan is coming very soon. That Squall, how much we're hitting for? 43k, say.
43k and taking a lot of additional turns in the process, so I'm not too sure if NiceSmiser has any units on the field that also have Violent right now, because he would have an increased chance of getting Violent turns. However, if you do not have any Violent units on the field, that's very disbeneficial for you at this moment, and Angel's just steamrolling this match right now, going in for another set of stunts, can go for another armor break, soon another Squall, and I definitely do think that this will be a victory for Angel right here.
Wow, Shan coming up clutch with these squalls right now. How much this tap? I didn't even see there say it was so much. Meihuan now cleaning up the rest of the field. Wow, Angel managing to stun and just take as many hits as possible with his units there.
Yeah, that's definitely very nice rotation and just very cleanly dominating victories with that many squalls going in, that many stuns going in, that many cycling things going in. Raccoony, that looked kind of in an odd spot, was actually helping to progress even faster on all of those. All of the other units taking so many additional turns. Yeah, that's definitely a victory right there for Angel.
Wow, Angel. So coming off of one win in the League Day 1, now managing to start things off with a win. That's huge. Both of the players who hadn't had many wins have decided to come out and say, yeah, we're here to stay. We are here for the Summoners War European League, and we will show these guys exactly what we've got. Well, I'll say it was pretty nice tech, to be honest, from Angel right there. Do you think a pre-ban of a Shan might come out from NiceSmiser?
There's very good odds that there will be a pre-ban on that Shan. Yeah, it's just one of those units. It has some setup to actually have it going, but when it goes, it's very strong, and that's definitely also the respect ban there from NiceSmiser. But on the other side, we do also see the Volantis ban, and if the Volantis went into his job, didn't get stunned, went for a counter, he could have flipped around that whole previous match as well.
Exactly. He did get stunned, so it didn't allow him to obviously take any of the turns. We've got NiceSmiser locking in there the Chandra then. Again, a unit which is being very favoured in the Summoners War European League there, say, with, a very nice second skill into third skill. Wow. Maximilian Veronica, nice.
Yeah, Maximilian Veronica is definitely one of the strongest combinations we see right here, but I do think that NiceSmiser is prepared for it. He already locks in that triple Revenge Word, that's definitely very strong against it, but he's gonna need a lot of passives if you want to turn 2 against this, because it's a very deadly comp if you let it take the turns.
Definitely is. He's got there. Obviously, he's favouring with the Eleanor, the Unicorn. Maybe we see another one later on as well. Let's see, as Angel is deciding to set things up with the Maximilian and Veronica, going for a more, maybe locking in that other speed lead and changing it with the Meihu one there as well.
Yeah, actually decides to not go full AoE CC, what we kind of see with a Maximilian and a Veronica pair normally, but goes more for a bruiser-ish setup. However, I'm not too sure if that's the right play, because these are one of those matchups like where you do a little bit of one, you do a little bit of the second. It might be that where NiceSmiser just picks up like all bruisers, it might be a more beneficial draft for that. And NiceSmiser is definitely looking to lock in a lot of units that do not have a third skill, but have a passive.
Yeah, we've seen there. So Diana and Veremos come in clutch for a lot of players during League Day 2, actually. Some of the familiar players that we'll be seeing later on today as well. In answer for that, then, say, Angel now, is he going to go towards that Bruiser? Has he got enough in the locker?
It could be actually a decent slot for an Antares, because we see Diana taking a lot of turns, Verdiel taking a lot of turns, the other pony taking quite some turns. Into a Chandra, maybe not that useful, but an Antares might actually be pretty decent here, but decides to lock in a Sonya, which could go for potential snipe, and therefore might be a ban.
Yeah, it might be a spam. So as I was mentioning earlier, guys, with the new change in the game, you can see there the leader skills that are being blocked out already. Sonya being banned out with the Eleanor as well there, say. Taking the speed leads, 24% for both of these guys right now, as we are getting in Summoners War European League Day 3, Match 2, Set 2. Can NiceSmiser get on the table in this match? Veronica going first. Does she land? Gets all cool times, I think they say, but a revenge from Verd.
Yeah, she definitely took all cool times right there, and yeah, the big question right now is, can the Maximilian do enough? Maximilian will go in with really big damage pretty soon, but is it going to be enough? Is it on Despair? If it would be on Despair, then it could decide to start going for some stunts. If it goes for some stunts, then we could be looking very well. But we need a stun on that Veremos or take out the Veremos. That's the main target for Angel right here.
Doesn't quite have enough from the Mehuan, but I think potentially more could come back around as well. Diana deciding to transform with the attack break, not going to do as much damage. Not really enough for it into the Maximilian there, say.
Yeah, not enough, but we're looking at this stun. Does manage to get a stun, but we have a violent proc back. We also saw the Diana violent proc really quick, but that's the unfortunate thing about the Diana. If she takes that violent proc while she's already at full 8 back bar, it doesn't really do all too much. So in this case, we have another steamroll here of Angel going very well.
Wow, Angel coming in clutch right there. Gonna have second skill available. Isn't even needing a defense break to get through there and taking out the Chandra. That is 2 points for Angel as he takes the win against NiceSmiser. Wow. Okay, so Angel coming up clutch there, obviously getting the additional turn, which helped with the Maximilian, and getting some good stuns off there as well, say. But overall, did pretty well.
Definitely did very well, and I would definitely say against that second team where you have the Veronica and the Maximilian, you can turn to it, but it's really one of those, like, if it doesn't exactly work your way, or you don't get the turns at the right moment and your units move in front of it, for example, and therefore are on low attack bar when they start moving, it is very deadly to turn to.
It definitely is deadly to turn to, and obviously you can see there that kind of change in his mindset as he went into that match. He confirmed it, and that's allowed him to take 2 points against NiceSmiser. That is going to be huge for Angel as it goes further into the Summoners War European League. I don't actually know exactly right now, but he's probably moved up quite a few places there, say, in the leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely moved up quite a few places, and here we see some of the highlights. First match, that Jean just going really hard, so many squalls, so much damage. And second match, it was, well, a combination thing of many units doing a little bit of chip damage, but mainly set up by the Maximilian, doing a lot of those armor breaks, absorbing some of that attack bar, and then just spreading out a lot of damage, being able to kill those units that were supposed to counter it with those passives of gaining attack bar.
Yeah, definitely. I've actually just checked now as well. So Angel now, with that double points, has managed to move up to 5th place overall in the leaderboard. So that's really showing right now at this stage in the competition. Those extra 2 wins or those extra points can really jump you up a lot of places, going from 11th all the way up to 5th now. Obviously, there's a lot more matches still to come, and we've got more matches today. Going actually, speaking of our next match, say it's Guts versus Tito. So we know both of these guys as well got some good points in the last week. Guts, you can see right now. Actually, we were speaking just before the actual stream started about this, say. Guts deciding to kind of win the first set, lose the second set. Win the first set, lose the second set. Just this order the whole time. Is that showing something of his preparation?
It could very well be that you're very prepared for your first matchup and really thought it out, and then the second matchup kind of playing it on muscle memory or just like whatever you're comfortable with, and that part not exactly working out. So it could be something like that, but it could also be just where the enemy was just better at adapting. Could be too.
Yeah, let's see then. So he's going to be coming up against Tito Golet, a very formidable foe for him as well during this. I actually know from some of the replays I've been watching this week, they've been playing each other quite a lot right now. Tito coming off the back of a little bit of a losing streak as he came off the end of last week, winning his first 3 sets and losing his second 3. He was facing off against Pafik, Raxaz and Sambi Sep as well. So right now going up against Guts, it's going to be all things to play for, really. We also know some inside information that both of them did get some new LDs as well, say.
Yeah, definitely some new LDs. And the big question is, are they actually going to play them? Because those are more LDs that you would see towards like PvE or maybe somewhere else. In RTA, not that much use, but in the end, these are players that really do like to use their LDs. So there is very good odds that they will actually use them as well.
Yeah, it sure is. And let's find out then. So we do have Guts versus Tito Golet in match number 3. 2 brand new toys might be on the cards, but the age-old story, which came first, the chicken or the Polar Queen? Let's find out as we're going into this League Day 3, Match 3, Set 1 between Guts the Berserk and Tito Golet. This is going to be a juicy one. I wonder if we'll see some pre-bans already, say, of those units, or if we see more respect bans of maybe an Escher. Maybe we know that Tito has that ragdoll in his back pocket as well.
Yeah, I definitely think we're looking more towards respect bans, maybe of a Moore, maybe of an Escher. That's definitely what these players like to pick up. Could be on the side of Tito that Guts decides to ban the Nikki or the ragdoll.
There we go. We do have the ragdoll coming out and an Escher as well. We know how formidable Guts' Escher can be when used in the correct position. So let's find out right now exactly what Guts wants to divert for his first pick right now and set the story of this match between Guts Berserk and Tito Golet, deciding to lock in Oliver with the 33% speed lead, say.
Yeah, the 33% speed lead is definitely one of those general picks that it's always good. Most of the time you actually see a first pick is always tend to be that speed lead. It's just like a very comfortable position to lock in your drafts later and at least have that speed lead, which is so formidable and important, already locked out there. And we see Tito do the same thing with picking up the Moore and a Cigar.
Yeah, Moore and Cigar being locked in. So he does have the reset on his side with Cigar at the moment against this very strong Oliver that can do the turn cycling, which we've seen before. Guts, always really hard to predict what he's going to choose, actually, say. We've got right now a Sekhmet and a Praha. Praha, I think it's the first time we've seen in the Summoners War European League.
Yeah, that's correct. Praha we don't see all too much. It's something of a unit that at some point kind of pops up in the meta again, then kind of walks away from the meta. Definitely a strong pair if he picks up a Miles later. But on the other side, we see a Smicer, which is very strong right now with that skill 1 healing. That's definitely a nice pickup for that unit in the recent balance matches.
Yeah, definitely is, as we're seeing now. He's going to partner it up with a Juno as well. Very quick responses, though, from Guts of Berserk with a Marsha and a Mehu Wan. Good answers, say.
Yeah, definitely good answers, but it's also very tricky too, where only the Pra has some form of healing. We have a Minato, but I think Guts is locking in this draft with expecting to ban the 5th pick. Let's see if he also does that.
It is cool. We're seeing it. Is he going to decide to lock it in, the Lydia, say? No. He's just showing us all of the monster box right now that he's got ruined up specifically for Guts. Camilla, is he going to lock that one in? It's down to the last seconds. No, changing it up for a Lima instead there then, say. Let's see if that S1 damage is as good as we all know it should be from yourself. Going into the bans right now, who are you expecting?
Well, I think that Guts was still fully on the plan. I'm gonna ban 5th no matter what. He could deviate from it seeing the pick right here. But on the other side, I think you probably have to take out that Oliver and remove the speed lead and then play from there.
Yeah, let's see if he decides to do that then. A lot of thought going behind this. So if Guts was banning that last pick no matter what, he's deciding to take his time, or maybe Tito is. The last ban does come in against the Lima, and we've got a Praha, maybe a respect ban. Going in now, Guts the Berserk and Tito Golet, both taking the speed leads from an Oliver and a Moore. League Day 3, Summoners War European League, Match 3, Set 1, between Guts the Berserk and Tito Golet. Sekhmet going first. Does she land the cool time, gets it on that Cigar, sets up for a defense break from Marsha, say?
Yeah, definitely the ban here from Tito was removing that Praha and seeing that there's no sustain on the side of Guts. But does Guts have enough firepower to maybe just like burst out a few units and not even need sustain?
Let's see, because right now he can set up a defense break with the Cigar. Who is he going to decide to go on? Because it's not going to last long, but this silence cycle could be coming through from NiceSmiser very soon, say.
Well, in this case, it's just Smicer, not NiceSmiser. It's the unit, not the player. Totally doesn't matter. That's a mistake that I totally would have made myself as well. But in this case, we definitely see that the bruising side, which is also slightly healing on that Smicer, is definitely helping out Tito quite a lot against Guts. And as mentioned, Guts doesn't have any healing right now, so just slowly but surely is losing his unit's HP bars.
Definitely is, and once he dismounts that Marsha, which probably will to the dot as well, isn't going to be helping anytime soon. Can he land an attack break somewhere on the side from the Moore? Not quite.
Yeah, definitely the dangerous units are the 2 fire units on the right bottom side of Guts. If they can start taking out a lot of damage, it might still be a victory for Guts right here. But he has to do that pretty quick because these units are lower and lower on HP bars.
They are, and obviously Juno, any of those debuffs that are coming on her, she is going to give health back to the rest of the team as well. Heal block important on the Cigar. Oh, getting a big stun there on the Oliver though, say.
Big stun on the Oliver, but on the other hand, we also have a Masha taking that additional turn, taking out that Cigar. However, we gotta resist on that more. That will chip down some more damage.
It will. Juno now skill 1, getting not quite enough to take out the Oliver, but it'll be going down very soon. With that and the additional turn as well, attack break land, it takes out a Marsha.
Takes out a Martian. Now we still have the Monkey. The Monkey can do a lot of work. I've seen the Monkey actually just counter wrong elements. However, there's one big issue. We have that Smicer going in with bombs pretty soon, and I don't think a Monkey will be able to handle that. He definitely would need to take additional turns right here if he wants to survive in this match, but it's probably not gonna be there to tell that tale.
No, it probably isn't going to last long enough as now Moore takes out, and it's pretty much hopeless now for Guts the Berserk with Smicer. Taking the turns further and further, managing to secure the win for Tito Golet. Takes that 1-0 against Guts the Berserk. Wow, so Tito, off the back of losing the past 3 sets from the week before, has now managed to get a point against Guts the Berserk, and he's broken the tradition of Guts winning the first set and losing the second set. How do you think Guts can react now in adaptability to try and get a win back on the table?
Well, it's Guts going to do the reverse thing in this case, lose and then win in all 3 rounds. It could be a Guts thing to do, but let's definitely see what he's going to be prepared in this one. And what would he ban out? Is he actually banning out, maybe rather than an LD, banning out that Smicer or some of the other units he struggled with dealing with?
Yeah, let's see. Obviously now it will mean that both of the guys will have an Esche and a Ragdoll. Well, maybe not on the side of Guts, but Tito. Guts deciding to ban out that Esche, obviously not having the first pick in this match as well. Tito taking out a speed unit as well, or a speed lead unit of Oliver to obviously maybe counter that. So I'm wondering who he's going to be picking in that first spot to back everything up that he's just been kind of showing off there, say.
Yeah, in this case, you could definitely go on the side of Tito to go for his steal and stealing out that board, which doesn't leave too many speed leads on the side of Guts. However, Guts is also familiar with locking in that Vanessa or maybe a Chandra. So there's definitely a whole bunch of speed leads between these 2 players that they like to pick. And we're probably going to see something along those lines of those 3 units locked in here right now.
Here we are. We do take that more. It was taking a bit more time. We know Guts does like the Vanessa pick as well. It's a nice 33% speed lead, which he can usually lock in with any of his other monsters that he has prepared. Going for a double Valkyrie with a Camilla there, say.
Definitely an interesting take. You more commonly see in current meta that if Vanessa is paired with a Cigar. However, in this case, decides to go for the Camilla, but on the other side, pretty quick response from that Nikki, and once again, that Smicer.
Yeah, the Smicer, once it gets online, can do a lot of work with putting silences out onto the other team. And let's be honest, right now, we see the Wind Robo coming out from Guts and an Okeanos potentially being locked in there as well. And it is locked in. Can he get the cooltime set on Tito?
Yeah, definitely an interesting unit for the Okeanos right now. It's a very strong unit in current position. It absorbs attack bar, but we have 2 passive units with the Ragdoll and Juno, which once again gives a very good overall bruiser set on Tito. Guts in this case once again has to look at like, okay, how can I snipe something out? Maybe a Federica, also known as the Fire Cassandra, or maybe a Sonya to snipe out one of the units for Tito.
Yeah, let's see. So we have got there the confirmation of Ragdoll and Juno coming in the side of Tito Golet. So it's going to be a different style of match. The Marsha we know was ruined from the last set as well, so maybe leaning towards that for Guts, and he has decided to lock that in as well, say. Bans coming out on the Ragdoll and the Marsha, so we're going to have the speed leads of Moore and Vanessa as we going in to the Summoners War European League Day 3, Match 3, Set 2 between Guts the Berserk and Tito Golet. Can Guts the Berserk reclaim a win and continue tradition? Goes for the strips, gets it, Moore's going to come in.
Ooh, gets a lot of strips as well, and also a lot of pushback, especially on that Okeanos. Okeanos is pretty much fully pushback, but in this case, does not manage to land the armor break, but can we still get that freeze? We do get the freeze, and we can go for rounds of stunts.
Here we go, he's going to go for this. Resisted on that first hit, and Nikki gets an additional turn. Third skill's going to be coming out, attack buff, and putting the heal block on the rest of this team.
That is a lot of damage from the Nikki coming out, and the stunts do not want to land on the side of Guts, and Guts is looking in a very bad spot right now with units that are not looking that lively.
It definitely isn't. Smicer is getting online, landing bombs and silences and stun saves. Vanessa already goes down, so there's no revive available for Guts.
Yeah, definitely has to try to take out of that Nikki as fast as possible. However, there's just more damage coming in. There's still attack buffs on that Juno, on that Moore, and those units with an attack buff just do a lot of damage.
They really do, and it's another unit down as well. Wow. Tito has come prepared, obviously got that additional turn from Nicky, which was huge for him right now. And he's going to be taking out that Okeanos anytime soon. And with another additional turn, wow, Tito coming up clutch. As it goes into it, their confirmation, Tito Golet winning round or set 2 of our Summoners War European League Day 3 between him and Guts the Berserk, they say. That was huge for Tito. Then the additional turn from Nicky, allowing him to get that skill 3 off there.
Yeah, definitely an additional turn, but also the more being able to push back that much on an Okeanos. So he stripped on the first hit and then immediately went for double pushback. That made it that the Okeanos didn't move in front, because otherwise the Okeanos with the skill 3 could have absorbed some of the attack bar, gained some of his own, and then throw that skill 2 to probably reset on that Nicky. In this case, the more decided that ain't gonna happen. He decided the match.
He did decide the match. As you can see right now, the current standings from the first 3 matches. So we do have them all together. And remember, guys, if you want to at any point see the actual leaderboard and league, you can comment in chat to find out. We've got people there to help you to locate exactly where it is, as we're going to watch some of the replays right now. You could just see the dominance that came out from Tito Golet there, say.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, if you want to see more of those statistics, !EL also brings you to the website that has all of the information. I think it's live updated as well right after these matches. So if you just want to check all of those matches like while watching this as well, maybe on the second screen, definitely check those out. But about the match, Tito definitely had the upper hand in that match throughout pretty much everything. Like from the moment it started on, it was really favorable for Tito. Just getting the right moments at the right time. Nicky doing so much damage on that skill 3. That was very strong.
It definitely was. And guys, we're going to go for a quick break right now, but we've got plenty more matches coming your way very soon. So we'll see you in 5 minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that short little break right now. And just some news to give you as well there, because I was having a look at the leaderboard. That win for Tito Golet has managed to take him to the top of our Summoners War European League right now as it stands. Obviously, some of the players have still got extra matches to play, but wow, managing to turn it right to the top, huge for him.
Yeah, absolutely huge. And that also is going to determine like how will his next two matches be, which we can see over here. Is he going to steamroll those matches as well and just extend that lead? Or will he maybe choke? Let's see what's comes up.
Yeah, well, we don't want to give any commentator curses out right yet, say. Maybe in the few more weeks further down the line, we can start to, interject our thoughts to make some things happen. But as we see from there already as well, you can see the next match that we're going to be seeing. It is Adrian versus NiceSmiser. Both of these guys currently finding themselves now at the bottom of the leaderboard, say. They really need to gather as many points as possible, and it's the perfect matchup for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely the perfect matchup, but definitely does not mean that like bottom of the leaderboard means an easy matchup. It's definitely still a very difficult matchup for both of the two players. But let's see what the two gentlemen can bring for this one.
Yeah, exactly. It is their chance and their time to prove why they are here in this Summoners War European League. They do need to get some more points on the table in order to get into those playoff positions by the end of the season. So yeah, a bottom of the table clash. Who will rise nicely into the qualification spots after this one? Let's find out, as we do have our League Day 3 match 4 between Adri and NiceSmiser. Pre-bans are coming in already. We've seen the cigar on the side of NiceSmiser and the Eleanor as well from the side of Adri. We know how much NiceSmiser likes to tend to go towards these unicorns, say. Is that a very good pre-ban?
I definitely think it's a respec ban that you would only do against NiceSmiser because he's known to play that much. However, he's also playing that Chandra a lot. That could also be a pre-ban right there. But Adri locking in his units pretty quickly. NiceSmiser doing the same.
Yeah, we've got there Chandra on the side of NiceSmiser. We've got Adri responding with a Moor and a Chungpung. And NiceSmiser going back to his usual with the Volantis and the Mehuan. But we now see an Eleanor and Eshir on the board as well, say. And is this an inspiration from another player that we know?
Well, definitely could be. We've seen more players that actually have the Light Polar Queen. We do know Obabo has it. We do know that Scribble Bibble has been using it for quite a while. Interestingly enough, not a Wajet, an Amduat. An Amduat that actually would push up a lot of turns as well when the enemy's taking a lot of turns. However, will it be that great when you also got all kinds of glancings and maybe potentially stuns at you? But he does decide to go back for that pony. He definitely does like his ponies.
He really does like that Diana. So locking in the Diana and the Amduat there on the side of NiceSmiser. Again, looking towards some Bruiser, turn 2 playstyle, taking that turn. And maybe we've got a Destiny there as well, say. First time we're seeing it in the Summoners War European League. Who are you liking the bans on?
Leave in the content, as we always say on stream. So, NiceSmiser, it's on the highest level. You probably can't really do it. But leave in the content. Too bad it's bad.
There we go. So both of them have taken out the bans of Destiny and Volantis. Speed leads coming in for both of these guys. The Summoners War European League Day 3 match 4 set 1 between Adri and NiceSmiser. Escher is going to be able to boost up everyone on the team of Adri. That second skill, can he get the strips and the pushback, say?
Oh, doesn't get the strip, but does get an additional turn. That additional turn does also mean that he cannot go for any stunts. Also, Jet is not that great of a stripper and manages to do exactly that.
Yeah, now Chungpung has the second skill available, goes for it, puts that defense break on the Diana, but if she decides to turn cycle, it is going to go away, deciding for that shield. Let's see how much damage is coming out, say.
Not too much damage is coming out just yet, but it's a lot more focused on those glances. We have glancings on nearly every unit except for that monkey, and we have attack break on all of those units, so they're not going to be dealing all too much damage. And Adri's sitting in a comfortable spot right now, able to also give more turns towards that Chungpung, but is it going to be enough damage? At some point, it might be a little bit too little.
It might be, but at the moment, the health is looking very low on the side of NiceSmiser. Escher is he gonna use second skill? Yes, he is, to put that speed buff again on his team and hopefully cycle through some more turns. And those additional turns are gonna help to get rid of the Amduat.
Definitely does help, but we could see a Diana doing the same thing. Actually did not do the same thing. Now we're gonna look at that monkey. Monkey, can you do the same thing? A skill 2, armor break into a skill 1. Does land the armor break, does not get an additional turn right there.
Doesn't. Escher now has third skill. That's not quite enough damage to take out Diana just yet. And Chandra is going to follow up with a stun there, say.
That stun is definitely helping a lot to get NiceSmiser back into the match, but we see once again an additional turn from that Moor. In this case, we do have an armor break, We can potentially kill this unit even though we have an attack break. Not too much damage on that Diana because of that attack break. We definitely have to be looking at more stuns. Did not get the stun, did get the additional turn. However, if you switch right now, it might be that that speed buff of the Changpeng that it will cut and therefore will kill the Diana. Therefore he goes for it. Ooh, was just on the right timing, maybe because of removing that speed buff, and does actually manage to get it with the stun.
Oh, there we go. Taking out the Changpeng is going to be huge. Esche not quite taking out the Diana still. Do you have to secure the kill? Goes for the kill from Adri. Gets that attack break as well on the side of the Mehuan.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go for those skills. However, we have the Moor coming in with skills pretty soon again. We do manage to get that stun over there. We have to kill it. Does not kill it. Gets the additional turn. Does still not killing. Monkey's not doing so much damage, but therefore can probably survive a lot with the Chandra going in for another stun. Monkey, you can go for another round of killing. Decides to go for the armor break, and we have a secure kill from the Chandra.
Yeah, nice of this. Wow, this Moor is taking so many turns, say. He's really got an answer for Adri right now. Pushing up there, but is that damage? Oh, that damage is getting more and more, say, as this match goes on.
That is getting more and more, but the Moor is also taking more and more turns. Whoa. Can this do enough damage? We have speed, but most of them are speed scaling from additional damage artifact, and it was enough damage with Adri taking the victory.
Wow, Adri then managing to take another point right now in the Summoners War European League. Maybe he's doing the same form as what Guts was with a win and a loss, a win and a loss. As NiceSmiser hasn't won in this League Day 3 as of yet right now, say. We can see there the leniency towards the Diana, towards the Eleanor. Is it something that maybe just isn't going to be working this week if he's prepared for that?
Yeah, it could be, but it could also be if you just get that right cycling in. We did almost see that turnaround where Diana was like nearly able to take out 2 units, snipe 1 unit, stun another unit. If it just takes a little bit extra turns, it could definitely do a lot. However, if it is controlled too much, in this case by the Light Polar Queen, it is difficult to get those turns in.
Definitely, as you can see as well, just from that match, how important Moore was as well. They're taking the additional turns, managing to cycle through to get his passive back as well, and taking obviously the pushbacks as well. So it's going to be huge. Is it going to be a respect ban coming out? No, we've got a Volantis and an Esche instead.
Yeah, Volantis is definitely the other unit of NiceSmiser that he likes to pick up when he also has that pony. So it's Chandra, Volantis, pony. Those are the score units, and Adri knows that very well and takes out those units. He once again goes for that more.
Yeah, for sure. You can see just how much work it did, and it is being picked there. Are we now going to be seeing familiar faces from NiceSmiser, being the Chandra, being a Cigar? Let's find out and see if he decides to lock those in, say.
Yeah, Chandra's always that main pick, and he goes back to the pony, but from there he goes into more counter picks. So Adri's kind of deciding which way the match goes for now, and NiceSmiser will react to those. Adri liked his playstyle from last match. Let's see if NiceSmiser goes for a similar thing, maybe a pony. He does have the light pony this time, so it's a lot more cleanse potentials that might actually work for a better turn 2 comp.
Yeah, let's find out then. So Adri sticking with that Changpeng, sticking with the Eleanor as well. It's one of those things where it worked in the last round, so if something is working, you don't usually want to fix it because you know it's going to be working. Let's see how NiceSmiser can respond to that. He's got a Wind Robo and he's got a Juno there as well, maybe to go against that Light Polar Queen.
Yeah, it's definitely a slight bit of spreading out. Do I go turn 1 or do I go turn 2? I actually do like that Douglas that Adri was just showing, but actually takes it away and goes for double fire units in Masha and Mei Wang. Guts was trying the same thing before, did not manage to work because he didn't have enough sustain, but in this case, Adri might be looking at a very good draft over here. What does NiceSmiser respond to it?
He's deciding at the moment. He's showed us there the Minato as well. Maybe it's something against the 2 fire units that he wants to deal with a water unit, but does that just signal a straight ban for Adri?
Yeah, most likely Adri is looking at a draft where he's just gonna lock out that 5th unit. A Samath is pretty interesting because you already have a unit that has cooltime increase on the enemy side, so probably that is a suggest ban towards that Changpeng, but it would also be a strange ban, so I'm not entirely sure what the gentlemen are doing over here.
Yeah, let's find out. We saw how much damage Samath has already done earlier on in this League Day 3. Let's see if it is going to be going through as well and can provide the support for NiceSmiser that he needs in this match. No. Obviously, the bans came in to take away the Changpeng and the cool time, and Samath has been taken out just purely because of the damage there. Say, we've got the speeds coming in, speed leads coming in from both NiceSmiser and Adri as we're getting into League Day 3, Match 4, Set 2 between Adri and NiceSmiser. Can NiceSmiser regain a point against Adri with Moore going first? Getting the strips and pushback, say.
Yeah, definitely a lot of strips and pushbacks, but I'm mostly surprised about that Robo not taking a turn any earlier. We do have a nice cut-in from that Eleanor being fast enough to actually take a turn here. However, if you switch right now, you're gonna take away your immunity. I'm not entirely sure if that is your game plan right now, because now you're free to hit, by armor breaks, which is stronger. Probably 100 resistance though.
Yeah, if it's on resistance, it's not going to be landing anytime soon. Defending against that Wind Robo, it's going to be an obvious target from the fire units on the side of Adri.
Yeah, definitely the obvious targets, but now it's the big question. Do you go back for the Masha? Masha, give it another try. Maybe it's still 15%, but 15% can work. And not in this case. Another 15%er maybe?
Maybe the monkey can do it. No, that resistance is going through all the time for that light unicorn over there. Juno coming in now, putting in the damage, is trying to dismount that Marsha.
Yeah, dismounting that Marsha is definitely very beneficial for NiceSmiser over here. Gets a little bit of healing in, but this is where we see the bigger damage. Blade Crush, how much can we do? Across the board, 1.7k is definitely some nice damage, but here we see that more that did so much work in the last match. In this match, not taking the additional turns just yet.
No, Juno again putting more damage into that Marsha. He obviously doesn't want it to take another turn to get a defense breakup. Robo with stuns, can we go through? Resisted on the first hit,
Yeah, that's definitely not good to see for NiceSmiser over here. And we see that pony getting lower and lower in HP. The moment that the pony leaves the battlefield, it's definitely kind of a free match for the monkey to pick up and do a lot of damage. Can he do it right here? Does not able to do it because of that anti-crit on the pony. Pony survives by the sliver of health.
There we go, managing to survive right now. Are you going to go for the dismount, or are you going to go potentially for some stuns across the whole of the field, with Juno? Dismounting instead.
Yeah, it goes for the dismount, but we don't see any skills coming up from the Robo anytime soon, and we do have skills on the Polar Queen right now. However, the Polar Queen will give debuffs to the Juno if you go for that skill 2, and therefore decides not to go for it.
Yeah, decided not to go for it yet. Chandra with first skill available, probably looking to try and stun wherever he can, but that monkey is going to be following up very soon, getting on that more, giving him a turn, and another additional turn as well.
Yeah, definitely looking at a very squishy Robo. It's most likely a Nemesis Robo, but the Nemesis Robo is taken off the battlefield right now, and in this case, this is a very favorable match for a monkey. A monkey can definitely solo those 2 units on the enemy side. It could take a little bit of time, it could be difficult, but if you have 3 companions right next to you, it's looking very good on the side of Adrian.
Definitely is, and landing that defense break on the side of the Chandra is going to make easy work for Amor and the Mei Huang coming in very soon. Wow, Adri is going to take 2 points against NiceSmiser. Huge for the bottom of the table at the moment to get up into the playoff positions for the Summoners War European League there, So it seems like NiceSmiser's usual trend of tactics and just not working today.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe at some points it gets somewhat predictable of saying like, okay, if I pick this, then you are picking that. So you're thinking 2 steps ahead. And in this case, Adri did that very well by picking the units he picked, was comfortable with his playstyle, and also taking 2 points for that. So where he had 0 points coming in today, he already has 3 points right now.
Yeah, exactly. And for him, actually, right now, it's bumped him all the way up into 6th position as well, that win. So you can see right now at the early stages of the league, these extra 2 points that you could get from the best of 2 matches really can set the difference for any of these players, with NiceSmiser now at the bottom of the leaderboard. Wow, things can change so quickly here in the Summoners War European League,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially still, we're still somewhat in the earlier weeks, and the positions of players are going to be switching up a lot. Towards the end, it's going to be more stable of which players are like high up or have to work their way towards the, what's it called?
Playoffs.
The top 8, the playoffs, exactly that. But in this case, it's definitely nice to see that you see a lot of jumps. Like if you have a very good week and you go like 5 points or 6 points extra, you could actually have like an off week where you maybe go like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, exactly. That is it. It's the ups and downs, the roller coasters that we're all here to experience of the Summoners War European League. And obviously that rounds off our match number 4 of this League Day 3. Looking forward now, we do have Angel versus Tito Golet, both of them coming away with very good wins in the previous matches. How are you finding this one?
Definitely is one of those matches. With Angel, you always have to be careful with. He has so many good LDs. He has that Maximilian, he has that Veronica. He definitely knows how to pair well with those units. And you always have to be careful, like, okay, I can't really give him that. And if you play turn 2 against it, you have to be actually very careful, because you think you have a good counter against it, but these units just do so much damage, so much control. It works out very well. However, on the other side, we have Tito Golet. He has that Ragdoll, and Ragdoll is very good into those units as well. And that might be, therefore, also the respect ban from Angel's side.
Exactly. Actually, these guys have faced each other twice in the past few seasons, so not a lot of times. But so far, the record is 100% to Angel. So Angel has the upper hand going into this matchup between Tito Golet in terms of history. But we do know that Tito has showed some very good performances so far in the Summoners War European League. It's why at the moment he is number 1 in the leaderboard after League Day 3 so far. You don't get there by chance, you get there by skill, right, Say?
Yeah, definitely get there by skill.
Yeah, here we are then. So we're just going to be preparing ourselves for this matchup right now. It's going to be a huge one, and it is going to dictate a lot of points. Can Tito decide to clear himself a little bit from the other players that are going to be playing in the future weeks? Any sort of cushion is going to be great at this stage so far in the league as well. And for all of you in the chat as well, if you're wanting to see the live updates, make sure you are using the command SWEL or EL to get live updates of the leaderboard so you can keep yourselves up to date of exactly the standings, because everything is going to matter. And especially the further along the season we get, it is going to mean getting into those playoff positions, which are crucial to get part of that €10,000 cash prize, which all of these players are playing for. It's going to be wonderful, going to be incredible, and I can't wait for these guys. Say, who's your favorite going into this one?
In this one, I would have to kind of say like a 50-50, because on one hand, we have that very strong combination of that Maximilian with that Veronica. On the other side, we have the perfect counter to it, which is the Ragdoll. So for that reason, it is probably both of the sides being banned out. And with both of the sides being banned out, I think it's just a clean battlefield of both of the players still having good LDs. We still have the Nikki on the side of Tito Golet. Angel has many more. We have seen that Sean. We have seen many other units also doing very well for him. So it's very hard to determine right here who's going to have the favorable drafting style and also the favorable being in this match itself.
Yeah, exactly. And interestingly, you said that as well. So some of the stats that we have together for these players, both of them do actually have a ragdoll as well. So it's always one of those things that we say that if you know your opponent is playing a certain style, but you have that unit, you also know how to play against that unit, right? You've seen how people play against you, and you have to take that knowledge further into those matches. Do you think that's going to be crucial as well, knowing that Angel potentially knows what Tito Golet might be doing with a ragdoll?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also one of those units, even if it's not on the battlefield, you keep it in your mind. Like, hey, if I'm drafting this and this, in the next few slots, there might be a ragdoll or there might be another unit that's coming. So even if something is not on the battlefield, but you know the enemy has it, technically it's already there, because you can draft in a certain style simply by knowing like, okay, if I lock this in right now, it's going to be there. It's going to be that Leo ragdoll, for example, when you didn't prepare for it. And that is definitely something that's always difficult to play against those people which have a very wide box in LDs.
Yeah, for sure. You have to be prepared for anything. And it's like you said, if it's not on the field yet, it might be in the field very, very soon if you're not prepared for it already. And actually, like Tito Golet said in his earlier statements on the video, you know, a good draft is you've picked your first 4 and you know you're going to ban that 5th unit. So you've got to be prepared. And that's probably the best thing to try and prepare for any new player getting into RTA as well. Make sure you can be adaptable. You've got enough units ruined up so that you can give different answers to players that you're facing against, obviously. But maybe go in with some sort of tactic and give it a go. If it doesn't work, there's plenty more wings tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. Everything can start afresh and you can just keep going as much as you possibly can. We've just got a little delay at the moment. We're getting the players into the match ready for this one. Obviously, it's a big one for both of them, say. Angel, wow, managing from not really getting any points in the last week apart from 1 win and already kicking things off with a 2-0. Huge for him.
Yeah, definitely see that he's also been preparing his matches and that he has been looking at previous matchups, because everyone so far has been playing a few matches. It's always very beneficial to see like, okay, I'm playing person A and B tomorrow. I will check back on the SWEL of last week or the week before. How did they play? What did they use? What did they pre-ban? What do they like to play against? What do they not like to play against? And from that, you can learn a lot on your opponent and also get like a certain drafting style and preparing, saying like, okay, these are the few key units that I have to look out for that are scary for me. But also these are the few key units. If I lock them in, I have a very beneficial draft to maybe take that victory right there.
Here we are then. We've got the players in and they are ready now. A match from the heavens to find the best competito. I love that little wordplay there. As we're going into our League Day 3, Match 5, Set 1 between Angel and Tito Golet. We're getting the bans coming in there of a Gianna and a Veronica, say. So 2 LD units we hadn't mentioned prior.
Well, the Veronica was definitely mentioned. The Gianna, not as much. I do know that Tito likes to pick up that unit a lot. However, it's not as common of a unit at the moment. We see that Asher being picked up very fast by Tito. Is Angel gonna go into a more and then a Jean kind of comp? Or is he gonna lock in something else?
Yeah, let's find out. So we've got the Battle of the Escher back in the Summoners War European League. So far, actually, say that monster's being picked 19 times with a 54% win rate as well. So it is proving to be on the winning side most times. And Angel coming in with a response there from the Maw and the Cigar.
Yeah, definitely interesting units, which are also very comfortable picks. Tito also leaning towards comfortable picks with that Oliver right now, but you would have to lock it in very soonly with some form of damage or more AoE CC.
Let's find out then as well. Actually, interestingly for Oliver as well, say, currently being played 10 times in the European League, won 71% of the time. So deciding to change it right now for a Diana and a Ragdoll, but the stats don't lie, and we love stats, say.
Yeah, we definitely do like to see stats in Oliver, even though through like a whole iterations of nerfs, is still a very strong unit on the highest level. However, we've seen quite some of that Diana as well, and that's definitely a strong unit into Angel right now with that Ragdoll. So Angel can't really freely go into all of the AoE CCs that he normally likes to do, but probably goes for that single target damage, what we have seen a lot with like Monkeys, Marshas, and those kind of units.
There we go, locking in the Mei Hu Wang, partnering up with some sustain in the form of a Rakuni there as well, obviously to try and keep that monkey as healthy as possible. Tito Golet deciding to take the Marshal. Marsha's been a highly contested unit so far, say, in this league day.
Yeah, definitely Marsha we have seen a lot, but we also seen a lot of Fire Monkey. These two units have been showing a lot that they have that potential single target damage, sniping out one unit, and then bruising it down from there. But in this case, paired with a very strong Nikki, which we have seen do a lot of damage in previous matchup.
Definitely very strong. Wow, Angel coming in there as well with the Shan, another unit that has been doing a lot of work today. Who are you liking for the bans?
I would say that the Shan is definitely an option because the moment he goes for those stunts, it's very deadly. Other side, well, we have that armor break, so there's no armor break on the side of Tito with that Marsha ban.
There we go. The bans have come in. We've got the defense of Dark leaders on the side of Tito Golet, with Angel taking that more speed leaders. We're getting in now to League Day 3, Match 5, Set 1 between Angel and Tito Golet. Can Tito remain at the top of the leaderboard after this set? He's going to push everyone up, and Nick is going to come on with third skill there, say.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking at that damage, and that's doing a good amount of damage. Last time, it did a little bit more, but these units are more on the bruiser side. However, if the Diana would go for a switcher right now, it is very likely for the Cigar and the Monkey to lap in. So let's see if that actually does happen.
He's going for the damage on the Cigar. Wow, big hits there, and he's going to clean it up with a Ragdoll, say.
Yeah, definitely clean up, but I think we're trading 1-for-1 here because we have this hitting very hard right now, taking an additional turn, but even without that additional turn, the Rakuni could have boosted it up and still doing a lot of damage. However, we traded 1-for-1 right now. Now we're going to look at the next targets. It's going to be the Nikki on one side, and on the other side, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because the Rakuni is on the field.
It definitely is. Ragdoll now has first skill available. Who's he going to target? It is into that Mei Hu Wan. Maybe some more damage, but Rakuni's coming up very soon, say.
Yeah, the Rakuni is definitely coming up very soon, and Nikki needs to go for a heal right now. It is attack broken, and it's healing by attack. It still has attack buff. Still a very strong heal right there.
It is, and Monkey, the Mei Hu Wan gets the defense break as well, which is going to be huge to set up a kill if Rakuni's coming very soon.
Yeah, Rakuni is definitely coming very soon. It's not going to deal enough damage, but if the Monkey takes one more turn, and it's going to be taking more and more speed up by just being longer on the battlefield. Ooh. Nikki really needs to take another turn and go for another healing, otherwise she's probably going to be taken out by the Monkey right here. Can she do it?
Oh, gets the additional turn anyway there, say. Second skill is available. Are you going to heal up a little bit more, or are you going to set up for a third skill, say? The decision is right now. Heal yourself up.
Yeah, I would definitely say healing up as well is definitely a safe play, but you're stunned in the next one, and you're still looking at this uphill battle, which is a Monkey, a Moor, and a Rakuni, minus the Moor.
Yeah, but the Mei Hu Wan landing that defense break every single time, setting up again, giving the attack bar, straight back, wow, and another defense break. Say, defense breaks everywhere.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of defense breaks, and I think that the Rakuni, plus the healing from the Monkey skill 2 by itself, is enough to sustain those units where Tito Golet is not going to be able to take those units down.
Let's find out then. It's only going for a torrent, getting as much health down as possible on that Mei Hu Wan. The heal block as well, but this defense break is coming every time, say.
Yeah, this defense break is very deadly, but there's one potential possibility here. We have Torrent of Ragdoll. If Torrent of Ragdoll gets in on a good position, probably not going to happen. We get an armor break right here. With an additional turn, without that additional turn, Rakuni would have flipped back the turn towards the Monkey, also would have killed. And once again, a victory for Angel.
Wow, Angel coming out hot. He is being prepared for this league day, right, sir?
Yeah, definitely. And we definitely do see how strong these Monkeys can be. If you can check it for me, what is the win rate on that Monkey? Because I think those Monkey has been doing very well.
Yeah, actually, say. Meihu 1 has been played 10 times prior to, obviously, this league day. I don't have the stats from today itself, but out of 10 matches, it has a 37% win rate.
30s.
So maybe Angel has found the perfect formula for how Meihu 1 can actually land one unit, landing so many defense breaks all over the field and getting turns again with the Raccoon. Crazy. Pre-bans have come in already from the Nikki and a Maximilian there, say.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, respect pre-bans on what you know that the enemy does like to use. And in most cases where if you pre-ban the Maximilian, Angel doesn't really like to use the Veronica. If you pre-ban the Veronica, Angel doesn't really like to use the Maximilian because they just pair that well strung together. And you kind of remove 2 units on the battlefield with that right away.
Yep, here we go. Straight answers from Tito Golet then. He's looking for a point to regain a little bit of cushioning on the top of that leaderboard right now, sitting at first place. Oliver and Escher, so it is maybe contesting for that turn 1, say.
Yeah, definitely looking at contesting that turn 1. Are we going to go more heavy into like the resets? Actually decides to go for a very early Vertihel, which most likely is triple revenge. Could be Swift, could be Vio, but we mostly don't see it that early, and therefore it's very well counted by the Kinky.
It definitely is. Obviously, going for that Meihu 1, we saw how much work it managed to do in that last match, say, so wanting to have it on his side of the field instead of being offered for Tito Golet. Kinky being pulled out there, say, we know from the previous weeks it wasn't doing so much work with the recent balance patch.
Yeah, definitely is not as strong anymore, only has 1 slash instead of 2 slashes, but it definitely took Tito off his like momentum of pretty much taking the whole 30 seconds to lock in his units. We do have that Abelio locked in, which is definitely a nice pick over there. However, there's not too much going on I would say, either side of the draft right now. It's looking a little bit messy.
It definitely is. Also some units that we've not frequently seen used by both of these players. And here we go again, Azima.
Yeah, Zima, we have been seeing it being picked up by a few players here and there, and then we have that Jean. So definitely an interesting pick right there. But Tito has an Escher right now that could outspeed something and then do pretty much nothing. So he has to pick up a unit that kind of makes his Escher having sense in the current draft right now. Gianna is definitely one of those, but very likely also to be banned out.
Maybe. Let's see. So Gianna is locked in on the side of Tito Golet. Let's see if they also need enough time to actually go through the bans that they wanted to do it right now. Maybe it is going to be the Zima, and we've got the Gianna band out there as well. Say, going in with the speed leads for both these guys are 33% on the side of Tito. Angel with that 24% speed lead. League Day 3 of Summoners War European League, Match 5, set number 2 between these guys. Escher is going to be taking that first turn and boost everybody. Decided not to go in straight for the damage there, say.
Yeah, straight for the damage because he saw the Oliver move next. And because of the Oliver moving next, this is a very well play. And therefore, the Jean is not going to do anything too soon, anytime soon. So this is definitely looking very favorable for Tito in this position.
Very nice as well, getting the cool time on that Meihu 1, not allowing a defense break on at least the first turn. Maybe an additional turn later might happen. Vertihel now is going to push up the whole of that team to try and get some extra turns. Is he going to take out the Shan? Goes for it.
Yeah, definitely takes out the unit right now, but it's going to be very difficult for Angel to take out any of the units. We're gonna see some great healing coming in. Do we also have some provokes? Did not get the provoke on the Vertihel. Did get an additional turn, but we were mainly looking at that provoke on the Vertihel. So Vertihel can't go for a double crit, but at least the monkey is not gonna take a turn to armor break any of the other units.
Definitely not. Are you going to boost everybody up? Yes, he is. Allowing Oliver. Can he get the reset? Going in for that more. Taking it all the way down. He's not going to be taking a turn anytime soon. I don't think Angel at all will be.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be very difficult to take any of the turns right now. We have the Kinky that was just a very strong counter. Monkey is defying gravity by just stunning a water element, but that decided to proc out as well. So still taking its turn, still being stunned back again. But the big question is, can a Monkey actually deal with a Kinky? In the end, Kinky is nerfed, but the 1v1, if that would even get to that point, because the Monkey still has to go through a lot of units, definitely would like to show that he can go through a lot of units. But it's now armor broken himself, and by a massacre of this Escher is probably taken out.
Let's see then. He goes for it. Not quite enough yet, say. That Monkey has got an answer for everything that we've got to say right now. Killing off an Oliver, but Abelio has second skill. He's going to take it now with that additional turn. There we go. The win for Tito Golet, taking it 1-1 against Angel in our League Day 3 of the Summoners War European League. So Tito Golet managing to take a point back now, say. It's going to help his cause in being at the top of that leaderboard right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we definitely did see quite a bunch of back and forth on that match. And it was definitely one of those matches where you would say, like, okay, I ban out this AoE stripper, and therefore I'm not going to be stripped. But an Escher still has a skill 3 strip as well. followed up by a very fast Oliver, and that actually simply made it that the units of the Moor and the Shan couldn't pick up from Angel, and therefore the match was very fast decided by that.
Yeah, well, let's see how that kind of changes representing on our board and where the current is right now. We'll get to that second, but you saw there already, we've already got a match lined up, and that is going to be Guts versus Glorious. Obviously, Guts right now is currently doesn't have a win in this particular league day right now. So, can you take any inspiration from some of the highlights we're seeing right now? We're seeing how much work a Mei Huan can do in these matches.
Yeah, definitely the Male Wing can do a lot of work, but often these Male Wings are still paired with like very specific units that maybe is an LD5, maybe is one of the units he doesn't really have. But I definitely would say that Male Wing is one of those very beneficial units that we're looking out for right now. On the other side, we have maybe an Asher, but the Male Wing is gonna pick up pace at some point, and he can level the battlefield against like 2-3 units sometimes. So that's definitely a very strong unit to always look out for. And if you see it on the battlefield, probably want to snipe out as fast as possible.
Definitely going to be wanting to try and snipe out as fast as possible anything there. So we saw it is going to be Guts versus Glorious. Say both of the guys coming into this with some kind of mixed feelings so far. What's been happening? Who's your favorite going into this matchup?
I would say that Guts is really a man to prepare his matchups. And once again, as mentioned, Glorious is still liking to play the same style as he normally does. So is that going to be favorable for Guts that he can go in for well preparation, a study session, and then come up ahead of that? I would give a slight favor to Guts in this one.
Yeah, let's see then as we're getting into it. Usually these two things come in a pair, but how will it be having one without the other? Can you have Guts without Glory? Or Glory without any Guts? Let's find out as we're going into this matchup. League Day 3, Match 6, Set 1 between Guts the Berserk and Glorious. Pre-bans coming in Tianlang and Escher in a very quick lock-in there from Glorious of the Oliver, say.
Yeah, the Oliver lock-in with the Escher already being banned out gives Guts kind of a position that he maybe has to go for some uncomfortable units, but locks in that Okeanos, and we have seen that being pretty strong.
We have seen it very... Wow. Lock-ins coming in, picks coming in left, right, and center there. Say we've got quick answers, Shan and the Chiwu, Heigang and Etna, Sonya and Wounser. Wow, this is very fast casting for us.
Yeah, this is definitely very fast casting, and that also means they have seen these matchups. They've played these matches, maybe not exactly against one another, but they have seen those matchups and they know how they work. I definitely would say I give a slight favor to Glorious on the draft right now, and that last unit is most likely going to be a Nem Trap. So is that going to be leaving in, and is it going to be Nem Trapping enough?
Let's see. Actually, these guys have faced each other 4 times in ladder over the past 2 seasons, with it being a 50-50 as well. So they know each other a little bit more than some of the other face-ups that we've seen. Let's see if that last ban is going to get respected. It is, along with the Sonya as well. We're probably going into a speed battle right now. Say Guts the Berserk versus Glorious, taking the speed leads through to our League Day 3, Match 6, Set 1. Guts the Berserk versus Glorious. Taking that first turn is going to be the Wounster. Etna following up behind, though.
But we have that boost up, and that boost up is going to be enough that the units take over on the side of Glorious. We have the Chiwu moving next. If after the Chiwu also the Shan moves and is able to land a bunch of stuns, we're probably going to be looking at a very quick match, unless Okeanos decides to go for an additional turn. But probably does not really have the chance to do anything. Shan, we're all eyes on you. Can you get the stuns? Gets all 4 stuns.
That is going to allow him to turn cycle into more turns, but is any of the units on Glorious on that violence so he can take a turn? None of them took an extra turn, so Woosen, Chiwu now putting more damage into the Etna, and it's going to be going down very soon.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be down very soon, and we have those squalls coming back up. We have seen it in previous matches, and this just time and time again does a lot of damage. However, that is a very tanky Okeanos on the side of Guts as well.
Definitely is. Just damage, chip damage coming into that Okeanos right now. It's not got any of the turns of skills available. Going to throw the glancing back over to Shan, but it's looking uphill for Guts right now, say.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking too great, and that's definitely the dangerous thing with, for example, drafting that Heiganging. If you draft that Heiganging, you know you are countered by that Wounsa, and you definitely do know that Glorious likes to take that Wounsa whenever it fits. So in this case, it was very well read on the draft by Glorious.
Definitely is, and now Shan taking those extra turns, getting the stuns resisted by them all, but it's not going to mean anything. Oliver can come in now, clean up, and we've got that 1 unit left of Heigang. Not a 1 versus 4 unit in any sense of the imagination there, say. And can Chiwu finish it off with a second skill? Not quite enough, but an extra squall is always what is needed in any time of life when you have a Shan in your box. Sadly, I don't. Or maybe not. Let me just add an extra door there. As we confirm it, Glorious getting that first set win against Guts the Berserk. Huge for Glorious right there against Guts, say.
Yeah, definitely, and I would definitely say all credits to his drafting style. It was definitely a very well read draft, and also very well just placed on with all of those units. They landed their stuff, and then it's just, if you take that first turn, if you have the good follow-up, you land your stuff, the enemy doesn't proc out, you're definitely looking at a victory right there.
Definitely, and for Guts right now, he really needs to try and secure some points in this league day. Currently sitting 11th out of 12 in the leaderboard as we're going into this match, and that extra loss won't help him. He is going to decide to give that pre-ban against the Shan. We saw how much work it did do in the end for Glorious. Sekhmet coming out on the side of Glorious there as well to maybe prevent any of the speed leads coming through, say, or taking that first turn.
Yeah, taking the first turn, in this case, Guts will have the Asher, but the Asher is most likely counted by that Tian Lang that's also on the battlefield, potentially for Glorious right now. So definitely a ban on one of the other fast units is very smart from Glorious right here.
Definitely is. Glorious deciding to lock in that Chiwu and the Oliver. Get your speed leads in already, set up against the potential Asher that could come out on the side of Guts. But is he going to change things up again? He is potentially going there into more of a Bruiser style, say, with the Camilla and the Mei Hu Wang.
I definitely do like the switch of style for Guts here. Glory still has that Fire or the Dark Cassandra, maybe paired up with a Fire Cassandra or that Sonya Pure Vanilla Cookie, those kind of styles. Wait, you banned out one of my Shans? I got another Tayor, same family, a little bit different, a little bit more blue, but still very deadly for the damage. On the other side, we do like to get some Leo in there, which will most likely be a ban if it gets locked in as well.
Let's see if it is going to get locked in, actually, for some of those units right there. Oh, partner up with a Smicer as well there, then, say, to try and get some more of the silences going out on the side of Glorious. But with that immunity coming from the Adriana, it's going to be difficult to get anything through on the side there. How is Glorious going to finish this draft up?
I think Glorious definitely has a lot of options right here, because you could still go back for like one of your snipe units, would probably be strong. I would say the Sonya is stronger, but I would say with that Smicer in there, you probably have to ban out that Pure Vanilla Cookie, so I'm not entirely sure about the draft of Guts right here.
Yeah, let's see and find out. We actually, from the previous week, Sonya had a 100% win rate in 4 of the matches that she played, so being picked in the right position can be deadly for opposition. Leo being banned out and the Adriana as well, taking away that immunity and the attack buff. Moore and Oliver have been locked in for some speed leads on both of these guys. League Day 3, Match 6, Set 2 between Guts the Berserk and Glorious. Can Guts reclaim a point against Glorious? Is there any Sonya trap?
Ooh, does enough damage and instantly takes out that Smicer. Now, did not manage to get the strip on exactly all of the units, however, Moore also didn't do enough where he stunned anything. So we are gonna have the Tayor moving pretty soon right now, being able to stun a unit and also push back the whole battlefield.
He is. The monkey is going to take a turn, but he does have glancing on at the moment, and his resisted Tayor now has full range, going in, getting the freeze on Moore.
Yeah, did not manage to land the slow on the Moore as well, but at least the slow is on the monkey, and it's definitely going to be very interesting on the monkey. And we have an Oliver that's on Despair, landing that Despair on the Camilla, which is definitely a very interesting to do, because it is the right element. You already have 30 crit rate by minimum. If you crit on a Camilla, she would glance. In this case, didn't happen, but we're gonna see a lot of damage coming in from the Sonya once again, and it takes out that Moore as well.
Wow. Sonya taking turns and just sniping units off the field right now. He's going to be putting more damage into that Mei Hu Wan. Get it off the field as fast as possible, and then it's Camilla against the world play.
Yeah, Camilla against the world. We have seen some Camillas do miracle work. Is Guts one of those miracle workers? I'm not entirely sure, because you have an Oliver and a Sonya on the enemy side of the battlefield, and those units definitely do hard counter Camilla.
Yeah, and especially Oliver on Despair there, getting the stuns in against that Camilla, not allowing those turns. But there is going to be, again, if you can't take a turn, you're not going to heal.
Yeah, you can't heal, but if you don't have any life left in your HP bar, you also can't heal, and that is the victory for Glorious.
Wow, Glorious coming in clutch there with a 2-0 against Guts the Berserk. Wow, crazy for him there. You can see as well, so I was just mentioning that Sonya at the moment had a 100% win rate going into that match from the previous league days. It shows how strong that unit can be when picked in the correct position.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those units that's often picked up in slot 4 and slot 5, knowing what's on the battlefield across everything, and knowing that if it's not banned out, it's probably gonna take a unit or two. However, you do have to have good runes on it. You have to make sure that your attack is a lot higher than their defense, otherwise she's not gonna do that much damage, or like any damage though. In this case, Glorious, credits where credits due, had a very strong Sonya and made it work to snipe out units.
Definitely did a lot of damage. So it just shows pick it in the right spot and it can win you some matches in the SWEL. As we can see some of the replays right now, we could see that just taking that first turn for Glorious was so important in setting everything up in terms of the damage that it could come through with a Shan or a Sonya or even the Tayor as well, not doing so much, but just allowing him to control the match as early as possible there, say.
Yeah, definitely shows that these units are very strong and definitely well ruined from Glorious. It's also definitely the playstyle that Glorious likes to play around. He likes to take the first turn, he likes to be in the driver's seat and then take over that match and then just make it work from there. And that's also a thing. If you go turn 2 against Glorious, so saying like, okay, you take the first turn, you're always kind of on the back foot because that is what Glorious likes to play against.
It is, so let's see if the other guys are prepared for that, as we'll be taking now a short 5-minute break again, and we'll see you back after 5 minutes with the last 3 matches of League Day 3 in the Summoners War European League. Ciao, ciao. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm sure that you had a lovely 5-minute break away from me and say, but just some news coming in because the leaderboard updates during those breaks for us as well. Glorious now finding himself second in the Summoners War European League there, say. Crazy how much 2 wins can make at this stage of the season, right?
Definitely true, but it also makes it that you have 2 more matches in. It's always very easy to win a marathon if you had like another hour to actually run it. So we're not there yet, but it definitely does show a very good start for Glorious and also for Tito that are on the top 2 spots of the leaderboard right now.
Yeah, definitely. All things to still play for these players right now. Obviously, the other 6 players will be playing over the next few league days that are coming up, as well as these guys. You can see some of the matches that have already happened today. I'm sure you've been with us from the start anyway, so you know that like the back of your hand. And obviously, we've got 3 more matches to round off our League Day 3 right now in the Summoners War European League. And we will be kicking things off actually straight away with Adri versus Tito Golet there, say. How are you finding that lineup?
Definitely an interesting lineup, and I would definitely say Tito is playing very well today. And is it going to be progressing into this match as well, where he just has things going his way with the draft, with the RNG, with pretty much anything that can go your way? Let's see in this matchup, but I would slightly favor Tito here because he's been playing very well.
Let's see. Is it tea time for Adri? Or is there something else being cooked up on the side of Tito Golet? As we're getting into this League Day 3 Match 7 Set 1 between Adri and Tito Golet, pre-bans are coming in right now between of Nikki and the Moor. So maybe a respect ban on both sides. Both of these units have been used to good effect for both of the players, say.
Yeah, it definitely has been used to good effect for both of the players, and we have seen those being very beneficial. And this is actually a unit that we have seen not too much, but we see sometimes on ladder, which is Gapso, which is very strong paired with a Bragdoll. It's kind of a Raccoony, but a little bit different and very hard to take down. But Tito decides to not play those and actually goes for an Escher and a Cigar.
Maybe some mind games coming in on the side of Tito Golet, throwing Adri off a little bit with those first picks just to show off what could be in store for him later on. Locking in the Escher, the battle of the Escher with Tito is very much present in every single match that he plays. Partnering with the Cigar, and there we go. You've got Wonder KB Lord, I've got another one as well, say.
Yeah, we definitely go for the Dokkaebi Lords. We have a Jongnam paired with a Sekhmet. However, the Jongnam is not really that great into a Cigar right here, so I'm not entirely sure what the playstyle Adri is looking at here right now. And we have once again that Meowang being picked up together with a Chandra.
It's very safe lock-in from Tito Golet so far, obviously answering into that Jongnam as well. The name, got it this time, say. Partnering up there with the Alexandra and the Winpure Vanilla Cookie as well, say.
Yeah, it's definitely taking one out of Timbo's book. He was playing this last year in SWC. Very strong pair together. One unit provides a lot of shields. The other unit does extra damage when these shields are being hit. And Tito Golet is kind of checking what he wants to use against that. But I think Adri is already looking at banning a 5th unit. Because mostly of the time when you lock in an Alexandra, you're looking at banning that 5th unit. But probably also the respect on that Alexandra back at it.
Let's see then. So he locked in the Praha for Tito Golet. We've seen it once so far, I think, in the Summoners War European League earlier on in the day between Tito and Guts. Let's see right now who they're going to be deciding to ban out. It's going to be the Sekhmet. It is going to be the last pick of Tito Golet being that Praha, say. And we're going to be going into our League Day 3 Match 7 Set 1 between Adri and Tito Golet. For both of these guys, it is going to be their last match of today. Let's find out who can secure the points to get higher up that leaderboard or secure the spot even further. Escher taking that first turn, boosting up the rest of the team. Can Cigar land that cool time over on the side of Adri, say?
Yeah, it's also definitely going to be the question, who do you land it on? Actually did not manage to land the pushback, did not manage to land the reset. So Jongnam does have all skills up and has full attack bar.
He does. And Chandra deciding to defend that Escher, knowing that damage could be going into it as it is the only form of sustain on the side of Tito Golet going forward. Getting a stun though on that Jongnam as well, say.
Yeah, definitely checking. Well, it was already provoked, so it was not going to be doing too much. It would have to hit a water unit, which it could potentially stun, but it doesn't do too much. But we're definitely going to be looking at it Alexandra. The moment that Alexandra starts taking turns and isn't interrupted, it's going to be very beneficial for Adri for a lot of debuffs on the battlefield, a lot of just damage and anything that pony can bring.
Let's see exactly how much damage it is going to be doing, as it is going to be taking a turn after this massacre from Escher, taking a lot of health out of that Oliver right now, deciding to shield up in the first instance, say.
Yeah, the shield is still a nice play because you could be stunned by that Chandra. Because you are hitting that Asher. While you add that Asher, you will stun or will potentially be stunned by the Chandra hitting back as well. But what we see right now is we see slight damage coming in from that Angela, which is the unit on the right. Also slight healing coming in. And there's just a lot of shields. Every time that Tito hits a shield, there's going to be a little bit of damage on the side of Tito.
It is slowly going to be taking it down, and that's why he has defended that Esche, knowing that the sustain on that unit is going to be vital for Tito Golet going further along this match. So it could be a longer one, say, right now.
It definitely looks like a longer one, because these units, we've seen the Meo Wang do a lot of damage. However, with the shields that we see provided by both the Alexandra and the Angela right now, it is pretty difficult to kill anything.
It definitely is, and right now it has that second skill available. Get up more shield. More reflect damage will be coming out against the side of Tito Golet right now. It's not quite enough at the moment, but can that Oliver get further online and reset some cool times, say?
Now we have the Jongnam going. Can it actually stun, including the Cigar? Stunts excluded the Cigar.
It did, and now Cigar has the option to put a cool time. Does he want to try and div it down further in that Oliver? No, going for the provoke. And now that Oliver is not healthy at all, say.
Yeah, Oliver is definitely going to be taken down very soon. We still have that Alexander on the field, but the little bit of healing that is from the Monkey itself on that skill 2 and the Asher on the skill 2 provides that there's still enough. Is this Alexandra on Violent, or would it be Despair? It did not take an additional turn, so we don't know for sure.
We don't know yet, and Esche now does have third skill available. There was a defense break. That's a lot of damage coming in. There is reflect damage, obviously, as well, say.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of damage coming in, but that reflect damage is doing a lot. In this case, Monkey, do you go for it? Monkey does go for it. Takes in quite some damage. Gets a little bit of damage himself, but that healing on that skill 1 is not as much as we would like to see.
Definitely isn't. Chandra now can go for more defense on to deciding this time the Cigar. It was on less health than the Escher, and Escher is going to be taking a turn now to heal and speed up the rest of his team. Is this a time where you can turn cycle and get more damage through, say?
Yeah, this is definitely a nice timing. You have your lowest HP unit being well protected and also taking out the most dangerous unit on the enemy side, which was that Alexandra. From here, I think Tito is in a very comfortable spot to take this victory.
Definitely is. I mean, 2 units versus 4. You've got the sustain from Escher, getting more health as you go through this match. And realistically, can a Cookie do it on its own?
No, Cookie can definitely not do it on his own. There's one of those few units. It's there for support, it's there for the healing, it's there for love and peace, as the skill says, but it's not going to be there for dealing a lot of damage. That is on the other side. That is the Monkey.
It is. Love and peace is something we want everywhere else in the world, but maybe not in a Summoners War European League match, because you want to go for the win. You have to take out that unit. Deciding right now to kind of let things flow. Obviously, probably thinking about how he's going to come back in that next set, say.
Yeah, definitely taking his time to shine on the battlefield, showing that this unit can definitely pack a punch. Well, can get a punch, but can heal a little bit more, can counter a little bit more, but is taken out of the battlefield right now with the victory for Tito.
Wow, Tito coming out then with an extra win. That is going to help his cause for being at the top of the Summoners War European League as of right now. An extra point on that leaderboard could come crucial as we go further down the season. Obviously, Adrian as well, managing, I think, at the moment to just be in the playoff spots as well. So he really wants to try and gain an extra spot now. So interesting kind of tech that Adrian went for there. Something similar to, as you referenced with Timbo, something different. Didn't quite pay off. Do you change it up for this set?
Yeah, I would definitely change it up. Like, it was a nice way of playing. However, you have to get turns to actually make it work. And whereas a Diana would just get turns from the allies being hit, the Alexandra doesn't do that. It has a different passive. It would tend to do a lot more damage. You don't have to build any crit rate. You can go full on crit damage on it. It does do a lot of damage. It does have a lot of debuffs. However, it didn't bring enough here where it would actually take turns and therefore could start doing her stuff.
Definitely could. We're getting into the pre-bans right now for these guys. Let's see if we're going to have pre-bans that are going to change things up. Maybe we see on the side of Adri to give the Escher, take it away from Tito Golet. We know how useful it's been for him. Actually say as well, these guys in the past 2 seasons have played each other 10 times. Tito Golet with an 80% win rate. So it is looking in the favor of Tito Golet, and we see there the respect ban from Adri against that Escher, knowing that it's usually a first pick for Tito. Carnal being locked out on the other side though.
Yeah, Cardinal's definitely an interesting unit. It's not something we have seen Adri pick at all today yet, but as you mentioned, they have played each other in the past, so they probably have been seeing it before. And Adri going for the double of Valkyrie comp right there.
Yeah, we've got the Vanessa with the speed lead and the revive coming from that third skill, and a Camilla being answered by the Nikki. We know how strong it has been so far in today's matches, and Smiter as well, which has also been very strong with those silences and bombs.
Yeah, definitely a lot of silences and bombs, but Varamos we have seen in previous weeks also be very strong against all of those debuffs, which the Nikki provides on that skill 3, which the Smicer provides on both skill 2 and the passive. So definitely a nice pickup over there, but it might be a little bit on the early side because Tito still has 2 other units to counter it as well.
Definitely. Let's see then this fourth pick for Adri. Who is he going to lock in? He's taking a bit more time on that one. Going for the Kinky, which I think we saw in the hands of Tito Golet earlier today, if I'm not mistaken as well. So interesting style choice.
Yeah, definitely an interesting style choice. I'm not sure if it was his most comfortable pick or he rather just kind of ran out of time and then just looked at something and I was like, okay, maybe I'll lock this in and see how that works. We see Dominic on the other side, not a unit we see all too much, except when it is paired with the Nikki. With the Nikki, the attack buff, Dominic actually becomes very strong, still very strong unit. Plus, we have some robo business going over there. Decides to take it away and go for the comfortable cigar.
Going for a cigar instead then and partnering up 2 wind units as well. Logic would say you probably want to bring a fire unit, but obviously it's likely going to get banned out there. So who are you liking for that last pick?
Yeah, there's definitely a few options. In this case, decides to go something against all of these AoEs, which is Diana, gets the extra attack bar, but I would also say probably is banned out in this position.
Let's see who they are going to be banning out then right now. We know that if you draft well, you should be banning that last pick. It's what Tito Golet always says. So let's wonder if he sticks true to his own words and quotes. As beautiful as they are as that cookie skill as well from earlier, say love and peace. We don't want any love and peace between these guys. We want to get the points on the board. Varamos being banned out as well as the Smicer, allowing those other units to get through into this match. Likely to take the speed leads on both these guys. That is confirmed. Here we have it. Summoners War European League Day 3, Match 7, Set 2 between Adri and Tito Golet. Can Tito Golet extend his lead at the top of the leaderboard?
That is a very fast Vanessa, but a very fast Vanessa without a very fast Camilla. If you have the 2 very fast paired together, you can instantly stun something. In this case, very fast Vanessa, but then Tito is taking over.
He is, and obviously he's got it also built on Violent as well, as he knows Adri did earlier on in the day as well. Getting the attack break on that Vanessa, Diana is going to be able to take a turn. Does she decide to shield? Yes, protect that team as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely protects the team because we have some heavy hitters coming in with that Dominic anytime soon. We did go for full provokes, well, missing a few provokes, but did push back everything.
Oh, with that shield protection, it wasn't doing a lot of damage, but it is now getting very close for that Vanessa to be dead. And Nikki, with third skill, attack buff for the whole team, it's going to be enough.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage coming in there, but in the process also managed to get a defense break on herself. That defense break might take it where she's gonna leave that battlefield pretty soon right here.
Not quite yet, but that second skill is available, and it's going to be taking out the Nikki and causing that passive on more to take his turn.
Yeah, now the big question is the interaction between Dominic and Diana. If you go for the switch right now, you kind of need an additional turn. You kind of have to go for this skill 1 right now. Adri is not too sure what to do. If you transform right now, you risk it. But you can also just hit that stun first, take an additional turn, then go for that cycling. Then Dominic's take the additional turn. Didn't take the additional turn in this case. And Adri is actually making the right play based on that hindsight movement right there.
Wow, huge for him right now. Cigar has skill available. Defense break just gets the provoke instead. Is he going to take out that Kinky? Yes, 1 unit down for Adri.
Yeah, we're looking at a 2v2 right now, but the 2v2 is definitely in the favor of Adri, simply because we have a healer on that side. However, can you actually take down that Diana? It's going to be definitely a difficult unit to take down, because skill 2 of more is not going to do too much. You need a Cigar skill 2, armor break it, and then deal damage on that Diana, while being healed by that Camilla.
Definitely, and Camilla on the side there can always pop the passive of more, but with a freeze, say not allowing it to take a turn anytime soon. Oh, that's going to be useful though.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that Camilla being provoked. It is definitely something you could go for, but you're not really going to do any damage anytime soon. So for that reason, I'm not too sure about it.
Here we go, third skill going in on to Diana, getting the provokes and the pushbacks into an extra turn. Can he set up a defense break for himself?
Yeah, definitely has to get that defense break on the Diana right now. Does manage to land it. However, if you go for skill 2 right now, he's still... Ooh, that's a good amount of damage. He might actually be able to take out the Diana.
Wow, he takes it out. But right now, Camilla, as the moment she can get further into that Cigar, it is going to be potentially allowing the second skill to go onto the Maw.
I would definitely first go for that cigar. If you skill 2 that cigar and you managed to land it, did not manage to land it, you would have done a lot of damage. That was probably the only way to be able to 1v1 that more on a later stage. But in this case, it is very difficult to first get rid of that cigar that's tumbling in a lot of damage. Once again, a glancing hit from Adrian.
It is. Is it going to be enough right now? Camilla, she's holding on by the skin of her teeth, but more second skill. Is it enough? It is. Tito Golet taking the second set between Adri and himself. That's going to extend his lead at the top of the leaderboard there, say. Wow, coming in clutch, managing to take down the Diana when needed to, and Cigar, very strong pick for him.
Yeah, definitely we've seen these cigars do very well, but the Moors, we have seen a lot of those Moors dealing a lot of damage. That's all of those additional damage artifacts. Definitely farm those once again. I always have to drop it in at least once a cast, I feel like. But that's definitely what you see here with those people. Like, if you're asking, why is my Moor not doing this kind of damage? It's those artifacts. And then it even is possible to take like a very strong unit, like a Diana that has a lot of HP. If you just get that cycling in, you take enough turns, you get those multi-hitters in, it's absolutely very strong. And Tito played it very well.
We should mention as well, though, for Adri, he did get points during this League Day 3 as well, so it's going to be crucial for him now to try and find that earlier success that he found in this League Day into those future ones. You can see right now just the importance of Cigar as a whole during both of those matches, they're saying, managing to really do damage with the defense breaks, landing the provokes when needing to, and especially getting through a Camilla at the end.
Yeah, definitely getting rid of that Camilla was a very difficult one, but the moment that it's 2 against 1, Camilla is strong, but the moment you start pushbacking the attack bar of Camilla, she can't take a turn, she can't really do the heal. And unfortunately for Adri, he also had a few glancing hits on that Cigar that may have turned the tables. If it actually was like a critter, would have maybe killed that Cigar, then it could have bruised it out with a Moor. But we have seen that Moor do a lot of damage, so that would have still been a very difficult battle right there.
Definitely, and still comments to Tito Golet, top of the leaderboard right now. Maybe he can be caught by one of the players that's facing off now in our match and break. You can see that Angel versus Glorious, say. These guys have actually played each other a total of 16 times in the past 2 seasons, with Glorious having a 63% win rate against them as well. So let's find out. Will the Halo be crowned on the Angel or the one who takes all the glory? As we're getting into our League Day 3 of Summoners War European League, Match 8, Set 1, between Angel and Glorious, Chiwoo and Moor being banned out first, say.
Yeah, definitely looking at those speed units. However, Angel doesn't really he uses more a lot when he doesn't have Veronica or Maximilian. In this case, Veronica and Maximilian are open and definitely going to be locked in, so Glorious better be prepared against those units.
Definitely, and Glorious taking there Oliver and the Shan, which we know both of the guys do have as well, so it might be a battle of Shans as we get further into this second set even. The first set right now, we've got Maximilian and we've got an Escher, but it's going to be a speed contest with a Woundser and Dark Cassandra on the side of Glorious, say.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a hard speed contest. Glorious will have to lock in a AoE stripper on the 5th position in this case. And Angel still has positions to counter it. He still has to lock in a speed lead of his own. Could be a Samath, could be anything. Could be a Sierra in this case. And also a counter into a Woundsa that's not really the greatest of counter into Woundsa, which is that Heigang, which we have seen in previous match against Guts. Once again, we have that Sonya potentially being locked in or taken away by Glorious. Goes for the Tian Lang.
Oh, yeah, you've always got a Tian Lang in your back pocket or the Sonya. Sonya, we saw the 100% win rate from the previous league, they say, so could it be looking like a win as well for Glorious? He's in his comfortable position, going for that first turn, taking the speed advantage away. But let's find out if it actually works as the bans will be coming in. Who are you favoring then?
I would say I favor Glorious in this draft. The Heigang looks kind of in an odd position. If there was another like speed contesting unit, it would have probably been better. However, in this position, we're definitely going to look at, can the Sonya take out her sister, which is Veronica, or not?
Here we go, speed leads locked in for Summoners War European League Day 3, Match 8, Step 1 between Angel and Glorious. Sonya is going to be going first. Is it going to be enough, say?
Yeah, this is definitely what we're going to look at. However, there's not too many strips on the side of Glorious coming after this. Decides to go for the Maximilian. So in this case, it's going to be the question, can Angel land everything? Does manage to land everything? And this is the position where Sierra has to take out all of the units on the enemy side before they get their skills back.
Ooh, but Shan has something to say around that. He does have second skill available. Squall, not enough to take down the Sierra, and Heigang is going to put glancing and stuns, say.
Yeah, definitely very beneficial stunts, and also taking out that right unit, taking also an additional turn off herself, nearly taking out one of the units from Glorious.
Wow, Ciara now can put another bomb onto that Sonya. It's not looking good for Glorious right now, say.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good for Glorious. Takes the additional turn, but during the additional turn was too many debuffs added, and also taking down that unit by himself.
Definitely, Sonya is going to be going down to that bomb anytime soon, so all the damage being plowed into that Oliver. He's not going to have too much to say either, with no skills available apart from that first one.
Yeah, Oliver, we have seen Oliver back in the days able to solo a few teams, but in this case you do need the skills for it, which you didn't have, and therefore leaves this battlefield at this moment.
Yeah, and it is taken down there, so we do have Angel claiming a point against Glorious in this match number 8. Wow, Angel really hotting things up from the previous League Day 1 where he didn't manage to only secured 1 win. Now he's already on quite a few, say. Great change around for him.
Yeah, definitely a good change around. And it's also one of those things. Glorious in this case did not respect the combination of Veronica together with Maximilian. If you don't respect them and ban them, he's gonna place them over there. We have seen that even if you take out the Maximilian, the Veronica is still good enough to disable your team and have another unit pick it up from there.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see the importance there. Let's see how the pre-bans are going to change from that. You take out that Veronica, you saw how much cool times it put on the whole team. And the Tian Lang as well, maybe signaling for something in terms of how Angel is going to play in this set right now. Glorious right now, potentially going for a speed lead, say?
Yeah, Glorious definitely likes to go for his speed leads. I don't think Glorious will ever pick anything else than a speed lead in the first position. But I think so far everyone anywhere, except for maybe an Asher pick, has been picking speed leads in those first few slots.
Definitely has, and decides there to lock in the more. How is Angel going to answer? He does have his Maximilian available. Is he going to partner with some sort of Escher? Let's see if he's going to contest for that first turn, say.
I definitely do think he's still going to go contest for that first turn, but it's going to be in a different position. He could also decide to steal that Shan, but goes for comfortable picks with that Cigar and Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa and Cigar being picked on the side of Angel. Glorious responding with that Shan. Obviously, it's a unit that both of them have, so it is contested. Maybe just to add a little bit of spotlight as well for more so far in the Summoners War European League. 25 matches, 55% win rate, so it is leaning towards a good win rate for Glorious right now with that Dark Cassandra as well.
Yeah, definitely something that we do see a lot from Glorious, that Dark Cassandra. It's a unit we don't see too much on any of the other players too much, if they have that even on ladder, but it's definitely something that Angel likes to pick up a lot, and he actually decides to go for a Ragdoll plus a Leo combination.
Maybe that does signal why the Tian Lang was banned earlier in the pre-bans there, say, to allow for his Ragdoll and Leo to come in. But on the side of Glorious, responding with 2 fire units, Tazarion, and if it's Ren?
Yeah, that's a Ren. However, Ren is mostly used to speed contest, which in this case is not really going to be there. So it's going to be used for the threat state. Is that going to be enough? I definitely would like that Rika pick over there, but I do respect a Tessarion pick over here as well. But that does signal that you're keeping in the 2 Dragon Knights, and Glorious is open to ban that 5th unit if he wants to.
Definitely, and we know how strong Oblivion can be on the units with passives. Not so much against the Cigar and the Vanessa right there, but could be signaling that he's going to be banning one of those anyway. So he does have time now, Angel, to see who he's going to lock in for his last pick. And let's see if it would be banned anyway by Glorious.
Goes for the sister, the Fire Cassandra, and I definitely do think it would be banned. It's not banned. We actually go for a ban on the Leo.
Wow, Leo banned out, Dark Cassandra, so we've got speed leads going in to this League Day 3 Match 8, Set 2, all things to play for right now. This could take Angel up into 2nd in the league if he wins this one. Ren going first.
Ren going first, probably goes for that threat states, even though there's nothing to hit, but the threat state is always nice. Just simply saying like, okay, you can only hit this unit and you can't really do too much, but was increased in cooltime.
More managing not to get the pushbacks on that Cigar, allowing for the cooltime on Shan. Does hit it and gets provokes as well, say.
Does get double provokes. It did fully miss on that Ren over there. However, we take a lot of hits on that Tessarion already.
Tazarion right now lands a defense break and gets the Oblivion onto that Ragdoll as well. Don't think it's going to die from that damage over time.
No, it's not going to die for damage over time, but what I was actually looking at is the torrent range. This Ragdoll was nearly at torrent range. If the Ragdoll was at torrent range, it would have instantly taken out a unit most likely.
Definitely, and right now, can he get the defense break and provoke against that more? He does right now to not allow it to take a turn. And Federica or Fire Cassandra is going to be cycling very soon.
Yeah, definitely going to be cycling very soon. We do have the silence on that Ragdoll right now, which is definitely needed. And the silence also makes it that Vanessa can take out a unit.
Huge then. Good play. Good play right now. Shan available. Squall, not enough to get the cigar done, and that threat state is just annoying for Angel to deal with.
Yeah, definitely annoying, but we saw it resisted on a potential stun from that Ren towards that Cassandra. If the Cassandra can take out another turn, which is very unlikely because it's gonna go away here, it would have been very nice for Angel, but in this position, firstly Vanessa has to get rid of this silence.
Definitely, the silence is crucial right now to get any of the revives coming, and can Vanessa even take a turn soon to get somebody revived? It might not be important enough because Moore's coming in with skill 2. Not quite enough, but it'll be followed up very much now with the third skill. Yeah, I'll say it's looking bad.
Yeah, definitely that Ren is doing a lot of work with those silences. Those silences actually made it that Vanessa wasn't doing anything on that battlefield. He couldn't revive anything. All of the threat states were just focused on focusing that Ren, and therefore very well played in there.
Definitely very well played by Glorious right there, managing to take a point again from him. I think that does secure him in second in the league at the moment as well. So he's managed to get a point on the table, give a little bit of a cushion against those players that are going to be playing in the coming weeks as well with a 1-1. Wow, 1-1. So good things are coming to those who wait, Angel and Glorious.
Yeah, definitely we can see that Angel's playing very well in the end. Managed to get 4 points up here today, so definitely very well played. And it definitely also did show that the moment that Veronica and Maximilian is together, it's super strong. The moment that they aren't paired together, Angel's struggling a little bit more. And Angel doesn't have as much preparation without those two units, because on ladder, of course, you're using everything that's great, and those two units are absolutely great. So maybe it's also for Angel a thing to start preparing a bunch of matches or play a lot of matches, maybe against friends, maybe on ladder, where you kind of take away one of your core units and try to play around that. Because if he manages to do that and also take a lot of victories on those, I think this man can definitely make it to the playoffs.
Definitely. You can see there as well from Glorious, when he sticks to his first turn with the Ren there and other instances still having the Shan and the Maw, taking that first turn is super important for Glorious in order to get those wins. Something that he's probably knows that people are preparing for against him. But like you said, it's something that you have to play with friends, with guildies, prep some stuff in ladder. There's no pre-ban in ladder. There is here. So you're down one unit already and you have to be ready for whatever comes towards you. Speaking about that, we've actually now got our final match of this league day number 3, which is going to be between Guts and NiceSmiser. Both of them prior to this league day were looking quite healthy in the league. Right now, both of them sitting very much near the bottom.
Yeah, definitely a turnaround for those two players over here. They played very well in the first days that they had, respectively. However, in this case, it didn't really work out for neither of the two players. So let's see if we go for a 1-1 and we share those points, or does one of the two gentlemen take the victory?
Let's see. Can somebody call the doctors? Because there's going to be a lot of bruises everywhere in this match. As it is, our League Day 3, Match 9, Set 1 between Guts the Berserk and NiceSmiser. The pre-ban's coming in. It's the regular pre-ban against NiceSmiser, the Eleanor, and we've got the Heigang on the side of NiceSmiser. Guts the Berserk locking in a more very quick there,
A Heigang pre-ban is something we haven't seen too much on pre-ban. Most of the times against Guts, it's that Asher, but it does show that NiceSmiser has a lot of those passive units that don't really care enough about the Asher. We do see a Vern heal into a unit that's glances you and into a unit that you can't really crit, which is definitely an interesting take here. So what is Guts cooking up on this Vertiheal right here?
What is Guts cooking? Nobody ever knows, but when we find out, sometimes it can be absolutely glorious. As he's got the Vertiheal, he's got the Wind Robo, maybe signaling, like you said, that Volantis band. What is NiceSmiser going to pair it with? Oh, Antares. Are we going to see a different unicorn, his Diana as well coming through? Maybe not with the turn cycling, going for the Amduat instead.
Definitely interesting units. It's definitely saying NiceSmiser picks up, Guts is going to take a lot of turns. With that Verb, with the Robo, they all like to take a lot of turns. But it might be a little bit early, because Guts can still lock down 2 units for single target sniping, which he definitely did in this case.
Yep, the Mei Huang, we've seen how dangerous it's been today. And the Federica there coming through as well. So we've got the snipe available for Guts the Berserk. How's NiceSmiser going to be answering that? What do you think, sir?
Definitely probably is looking at some kind of water units. We have seen today being picked up some Camillas or anything along those lines. Definitely could be an option, but what you could also do is a Rika. Rika would definitely counter those units as well, but decides to go for the Nabelio for some healing.
There we go, he's got this. Well, he did have the sustain until it got banned out right there with the Federica. We're going into our League Day 3, Match 9, Set 1 between Guts the Berserk and NiceSmiser. Crucial for these guys to get some points on that leaderboard. Not been a good day for either of them so far. Robo is going to be going first. Manages to get the strips everywhere. And Volantis not managing to stun.
we're looking at a Swift Bird heal most likely. So if this Robo can do a lot of the stunts, it's managing to stun everything, which is really great for Guts. Now is the moment that you can win a lot of damage on the side of NiceSmiser. And this Antares, even if it moves right now, which it also decides to just not do, and he leaves the battlefield. It's,
wow, taken out.
It's one of those memes, I did my job here and I did nothing.
Exactly, he came, didn't quite conquer and is now left. But Amduat, with that defense rate, can he get some stuns out? Oh, and Seal as well there, say.
Yeah, definitely a lot of stunts, but Seal. The Seal would maybe be nice on the Monkey, but I'm fairly sure that Verdi Hill is on Swift. So the glancing is going to do a lot more. But it's going to be a difficult battle for NiceSmiser to come back from, because this Monkey, we have seen it time and time again, can do a lot of work later in the battles.
Definitely can now. Vertihill does have it, gets all glancing hits right there, so it's not going to be helping the team too much. But this Monkey, we know how dangerous it can be when... Ooh!
Double counter, but the double counter itself didn't really do too much. However, we have those dots on the Monkey as well. If the Monkey decides to leave the battlefield, that is where Guts is in a lot of danger. But as long as the Monkey is on the battlefield, Guts can definitely make it work. We have that skill too, heals a little bit, but glanced and didn't get that armor break.
Exactly, and Amduat is getting a lot of turns right now, getting the stuns in, has the seal available technically as well. Chandra first skill, can he also go for the stun? Does get it on the Maw.
Definitely a lot of stuns and crowd control coming from the side of NiceSmiser. However, NiceSmiser doesn't have any form of healing, so slowly but surely is losing HP, and it is never gonna come back.
No, it's not going to be coming back. And managing to get the stun on the Vertihill right there as well. Monkey is looking kind of healthy, say, but at the moment, if he can't get some skill 2s with the defense breaks, it's going to be uphill battle.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a difficult battle, but the thing that NiceSmiser is really looking for is those dots. The moment he can land those dots, those glancings, everything, the provoke but get stunned, but in the other hand, how much damage can he do? Is that enough damage? That is not enough damage. We need stuns. He does get the stun, he does get the additional turn, and he nearly kills it. But this skill, he's lapping turns, he will kill it. And Chandra is not going to win this 1v1. Chandra absolutely has near to no chance to win this 1v1. Where Monkey once again just takes it over. Is in the driver's seat. It's going 90 on the highway. It's just taking a little bit of time. He's actually speeding because every time he's going faster. And that's a victory for Guts. Monkey is win.
Mayhew Wang coming in absolutely clutch right there for Guts the Berserk. You could see just how much damage he was able to do from the turn cycling, and obviously the passive getting more speed, allowing more turns, they say. This Monkey's got monkey business all over today.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the dangerous thing about the Monkey. The moment it starts cycling, he gets a little bit of healing back every time. He gets those armor breaks in, he starts becoming super fast, even though that there was a slow on it. Still a very dangerous unit, and you need something to snipe out that Monkey early. Otherwise, it's going to be super deadly in the late game.
Definitely is, and right now, NiceSmiser really needs to get a point. He's sitting last in the leaderboard right now. After League Day 3, he needs to get a point to just creep up a little bit in this table. We see the pre-bans coming in, the Volantis and the Maw being respected out. Who is NiceSmiser going to be selecting on his first pick?
It's going to be the Chandra. He has so far always been picking the Chandra first, and he locks in the Chandra just now.
Nice, Chandra locked in. We see there then the Oliver and the Praha, so Guts the Berserk and Tito Golet coming in with that tech. NiceSmiser, typical draft, but not been working so well today.
Yeah, the typical draft has not been working so well. I would definitely say that Guts can pick up a Juno right now, which is definitely a nice counter against everything that's on the field. But a Vermos, maybe even paired with the Juno. No, we're going back to monkey business.
Yeah, I'm not letting that monkey go anywhere apart from on my team right now. So he's partnered up with the Vermos. We know how much work that Vermos did last time. First time we're seeing the Nasha though.
Yeah, definitely Nasha is one of those units that could take out a monkey, but the Nasha probably only has like 1 or 2 shots to actually do it. If you don't manage to do it in those 1 or 2 turns, probably the Nasha is not going to be on the battlefield that long. But we also have a Minotaur that can potentially do pretty well into that monkey. But I have seen matches where the monkey still wins those.
Yeah, and here we've got the locked in the Wind Robo on the side of Guts the Berserk as well. It is going to be huge for NiceSmiser to try and get this point against Guts just to get something on the leaderboard right now. Let's see who they're going to be banning. Who do you think, say?
I would say, like, well, the monkey's well taken care of in the draft, so it's probably not bad, as we can see right here. But it's still a dangerous unit.
Definitely dangerous. We're going to see more monkey business. Let's see if it's in this match. Speed lead's been locked in by both the guys. League Day 3 of our Summoners War European League. Match 9, set 2 between Guts the Berserk and NiceSmiser. Wind Robo going first, gets the strips and the pushback, but that threat state is going to be annoying.
Yeah, that is also the moment where during that threat stage you can't actually go for skill 3 because Minato is not possible to get a stun on. So for that reason, it's very well of a choice to just go for skill 1. But we are gonna see some monkey business because these other units are not moving anytime soon. Oh, an additional turn actually did make it move. Who are you gonna stun?
Yeah. Going for the bomb. I didn't get the stun on the Wind Rubber right now. Narsha with that defense break. It's all getting the additional turn out of the defense break though, say.
Yeah, definitely some nice additional turns going in there, but we also have a robo rotation of potential lot of stuns. Didn't get as many stuns as Guts would have liked.
Definitely not. And right now, if you can dismount that Narsha, it does mean that a Chandra's defend is not going to be able to prevent that. It's being taken down early. Can Smicer get online to get some silences out, say?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the silence for a NiceSmiser that could work, or the Chandra has to go for some stuns. But first up, we take that kill on that Narsha towards that robo.
Let's see who he's going to choose to defend then from Chandra. He can use to look it on that Narsha, yes. The damage is still going to be good from it. Using that third skill, getting the slows, and then now a silence as well, say.
Yeah, getting the slows, but also that stun. That Pra actually had the healing up, so that's definitely a lot of sleeps that could have been there, prevented for quite a while. Plus we have that Narsha, even though that she's not on the beast, can still do a lot of damage, and you probably have to push back her dead attack bar, yeah.
Yeah, you do, and first skill is only available, but getting a stun out, but it's not going to help for the passive coming through Smicer very soon to get another silence out on the field.
Definitely knowing that the passive is coming out and therefore also respecting it. Ooh. We have an additional turn on that Praha that can sleep the battlefield, manage to sleep everything except the Minato, which is not that beneficial for Guts.
No, it's not very beneficial because now going to take that first, and not so much damage coming out just yet, but Oliver has free reign to reset attack bars. It's NiceSmiser. The Smicer isn't looking healthy, sir.
NiceSmiser himself is probably looking very healthy, but this matchup is not looking that healthy. Definitely true. We have that Narsha coming in with some damage right now. However, the targets that she has to hit right now are super tanky. Minato definitely has to get that skill to it, which is also on seal. Interesting. Haven't seen that yet. So that means that the Praha can proc at this moment.
No, she's not going to take any additional turn after this one. Just putting more damage into that Chandra, knowing that the defend is coming soon, so trying to get it down as far as possible. Do you think Praha's leaving soon?
Oh, Praha might be leaving soon, but we also have this Oliver, and Oliver is not able to reset and therefore get the cycling in, and therefore this Minato will also get the skills back and take care of this Praha.
Yeah, you can see the threat state, how annoying it is right there with Nash taking an additional turn. Wow, it's still doing so much damage, but it's probably going to be leaving the field very soon. Not quite yet. Oliver still can do some turn cycling, say.
There's still some... there were some turn cyclings, but it did not really happen. But I think in the end, we are actually going to look at the match where we have the monkey juking it out with a Minato, which I'm definitely curious to see if the monkey can do some monkey business again.
Yeah, let's see if it gets to that state right now, because Minato, first skill available, gets the stun on Oliver. It's huge. Both of them targeting the opposite unit of the Minato and the Meihu Wang.
Yeah, definitely. Both of the players are saying like, okay, we first have to take out the other unit because the Minato and the monkey are just so difficult to get rid of. So in this case, can you actually crit on this Oliver right now and maybe take it out? Or do you go full ham on that monkey and maybe take that out even faster?
He's going for the Oliver right now. Gets the defense break. That threat state is going to be annoying, but lands a defense break. Oliver can skill.
Oh, this is going to be a very interesting fight. Let's see. We do have an armor break right now. If he crits, it will kill. Crits, kills. Oh, monkey business. Monkey business.
Wow, Guts the Berserk going 2-0 against NiceSmiser. Meihu Wang being allowed to go into that second set there, say. Crazy. Why do you let monkeys through?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, at the start of the day, you named the win rate, right? It was like 37 or something. Well, after today, that's going to be a little bit higher because Monkey was the W's for most of these players.
Yep, it was 37.5% win rate so far before today. He's had, basically, just like our matches from today, the tables have completely turned. Like, from all the players that were close to the bottom of the league, right at the top now, you have Tito Golet, you have Glorious, first, second. We still have some of them still at the bottom, but Monkey taking his stats right up the leaderboard, they say. Is it something the players that are probably watching right now for the future league days are preparing in their head? Right, I need to rune this monkey up a little bit better than what I previously had it.
Well, yeah, definitely the monkey is something that you have to have runed up. I think most of these players have them, and I think it's definitely a unit that a lot of these players have very well runed as well. The big question is, if the enemy locks it in, what am I going to do to take care of that unit? Because in this case, there was a Minato. You're thinking like, okay, Minato against the monkey, 1v1, I'm good to go. The monkey had something to say about that, and he had the last word.
He definitely did have the last word, as you can see right there, managing to get that crit on the defense break, taking out that Minato, doing so much damage the longer these matches come out. Like I said, hopefully the doctor was called because there was bruises everywhere. We've seen it from the monkey on that Minato, wherever you can see it right now. Crazy. And I actually think for all of you guys as well right now, we have obviously another prize or a special gift for all of you. You can say it.
Yeah, we have a European League, once again, a coupon code, a mystical scroll. You might say, hey, just one mystical scroll, but if you check in all of the weeks, you get a whole bunch of mystical scrolls. So you better be here every week, 8 p.m., Wednesdays. You know where the channel is, same on YouTube. If you want to follow anything recording to anything of the brackets that we see over here, if you want to check that on the website, !EL or !SWEL, you can check all of those rankings of all of those players.
Exactly. Look at that. Tito Golet, glorious at the top of the leaderboard right now. Obviously, the other 6 players are going to be playing next week as well. So make sure you're tuning in with us at 8 o'clock on NiceSmiser's Twitch channel or Come To Us Europe YouTube channel if you're there. NiceSmiser has got the world ahead of him right now. He's got a big uphill battle against all these players. But you can also see some of the rest of our players that have managed to get into that top 8. Guts is sitting closely on the edge with 7 on the 7th spot right now. And for these guys, there's still so many more weeks. There's so many more weeks for us to enjoy, for you to enjoy. Maybe that mystical scroll also had a Mayhu Wang in there for you. Let us know in the chat if you did get it. And you should be able to see the link for that coupon code as well in the chat from our lovely moderators who have been helping and hopefully speaking wonderful things to all of you throughout the whole of the day, right, Say? How did you find this league day?
Absolutely a very interesting day. It was a lot of upsets with things really going in one's favor, but then flipping around, or... well, also just the monkey business. That was pretty interesting to see that a monkey can just defy gravity and just start hitting the wrong element and making it work, beating units that maybe shouldn't. Maybe it was super good runs. Who knows?
Let's see. And you can see what's in schedule for next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We have some big hitters coming back. Hansalot, Ababo, Pinkroyd, Raxaz, Sambi, Sep, and Pafix. Obviously, the table has now changed in terms of the order. So for these guys, they want to be they're going to want to reclaim their top spot, right? Say that's all they're looking for. Some big players. Who are you excited to see next week?
Well, pretty much all of them. Those are literally all of the big names, all of the streamers that we know. So I think a lot of people are going to be very looking forward to next week.
Yep. Remember, guys, get it down in your schedules, in your calendars, on your phone, set the alarm, wherever it may be. 8 o'clock European time, CET. We are here on NiceSmiser's channel or on the YouTube channel of Come To Us Europe. We're going to be here bringing you all that live action and the crazy matches. If you want to keep up to date, make sure you're using that command in the comments of NiceSmiser's Twitch channel with the command EL or SWEL to keep up to date on everything that is going on during the league. And with that, I would like to say thank you for watching. Thank you, Say. You've been wonderful as ever.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all next week. You're welcome.
See ya.
See ya.